Hello and welcome back to AI the Somnium Files 2, the nirvanA Initiative. I'm Luce, and tonight we're going to be continuing where we left off. Oh yeah.
Someone took it. There should have been a piece of paper in the balloon. Where is it?
Oh yes, last
Why
time
did
I
he
got
lie?
stuck on the puzzle that was
Apologies,
being
but
done
you
with
can
us.
face Ota next time.
Under Horadori Institute of Genetics. A back door.
Ah yes, that's right. Okay, so what happened last time is I got stuck on Terror's puzzle, which is rather unfortunate.
A lookout! Hide!
Which is very unfortunate because that was embarrassing. But I eventually got it, and we discovered that Horadori Institute really is a lot like the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil, because they clearly have a secret underground lab. So now we gotta find it without setting these guys off. You know, between this and the
Ooh,
Dorothy's Vision and
they're
Arkanites,
gone.
if I had a nickel for every game I've been playing recently that involved mad scientists using weird sci-fi weaponry against me, I'd have 2 nickels. Which is not a lot, but it's funny that happened twice in a row like that. Closed desk. Something's on the desk. Medicine bottle. This tube full of fluid. Go facing the corner. Diary.
This is a journal or research log. One of the researchers must have left it.
I certainly hope that was intentional. Oh right, the character's expressions matter here. Alright, sorry if you're a fan of the Sylveon, but we're going to have to disable it for this game.
But it's locked, right?
Indeed. In that case,
Don't worry, it'll be back for the next game. Binder.
Crap! Another one!
Good thing we have our night vision.
Okay, the coast is clear.
Chair. Bar desk. Nothing of interest. Monitor embedded in blur. Biopod. Full of fluids.
Ah, jeez! Another! I gotta say, I'm pretty pumped right now!
Probably have to talk with Liam then. It's a forbidden passage. About that tattoo.
What, this? I got it in Bali. It says, Danger Zone! Cool, huh?
A song reference? You better say it's a song reference or else I'm gonna make an Archer reference. Find anything?
This isn't gonna be easy to find. Huh. Reminds me of my glory days, huh? It really takes me back.
Less talking, more looking.
Yeah. What time is it right now?
it is 23:45.
Oh right, military time. Holding the
Okay.
time.
We've got 15 minutes to find it then.
Why?
At midnight, the new shift of guards comes in.
Oh, and so the change in the guards is gonna make it a lot harder. I'll have to keep that in mind. For a minute, sorry. I'm a very professional streamer who, of course, is getting distracted by messages, because of course they'd wait until I'm streaming before mentioning something to me.
That's their patrol schedule.
About Chikara first. Oh. Oh, it changed.
Okay, let's go.
Let's see. About Chikara first.
Remember what we were talking about at the Kumakura office? You said there were a bunch of rumors about Chikara.
I bet they're gonna make me hate him even more, so let's learn it.
Yeah, some shady human experiments are being done here. Something about DNA manipulation and gene therapy? I don't know exactly.
Yeah, we know from before exactly they've already succeeded in a handful of
I hear
cases.
they modified the DNA of embryos and gave birth to a bunch of genetic experiments, all for the goal of eternal life. Chikaro was in charge of everything. He had a close circle of trusted associates that ran the experiments.
Think back, it's been a bit.
I don't know exactly how it happened, but eventually, word of these experiments started to spread to the outside world. And that's what caused the facilities to close. And that's when Chikara ran and went missing.
Yeah, he waited until the heat died down.
But they never proved anything in court.
Of course they wouldn't. They destroyed all the documents and made sure that the only backups were either in their head or heavily closely guarded, and eliminated any loose
The
ends.
building had already been demolished. All the evidence, toast. So a year later, Chikara could just rebuild the whole thing.
As if nothing happened. You have the money and power, you don't have to care.
He named it Horadori Institute of Genetics. It started all over again. No, I don't think so. But they're doing something creepy.
Creepy?
There's some
Strange.
virus called the TC Purge.
For some reason my mouse was going a bit weird there. I don't know what happened.
I'm not a doctor. I don't really know how it works, but if it gets inside you, it messes with your brain. It makes you hallucinate and think crazy things.
So this is why how they were able to force poor Ryuki. That's what must have what caused it. No wonder. Even when we were controlling him, it was clear something was wrong, and he couldn't. he couldn't do anything about it because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, and that's what caused him to eventually attack the civilian. He normally wouldn't. Poor guy, and to think I was going to complain that they really, I was going to complain that they really need to do a lot more after he attacked a civilian like that, because, well, they shouldn't be lenient with that sort of thing. They shouldn't just cover up and act like nothing happened. But he was being straight up controlled, practically.
And it spreads in the air. If this virus gets out somehow, the human race is in for a rough trip. Can you picture it? The whole world going crazy. People everywhere doing unpredictable things. Crazy things. Over and over.
Let's give him the journal. We have what we need, at least. I handed Leon the journal.
What's this?
I found it earlier, but it's locked.
Okay, let me see.
That means he knows how to pick the lock. Yeah, I figured I should speak with him about everything first.
Easy. Got it open.
I figured that lock would be nothing compared to his skill. Leon handed it back to me and opened it up. Like I thought, it's a journal kept by one of the researchers. Because the first part was mostly complaining about the bosses. There's a little section about which of the girls was the hottest. Momoka won, by the way. Is this really the time to be doing this? I'm serious. None of that interested me, so I flipped through the pages. Halfway through, though, I found a very
I've
disturbing
heard tons
entry.
of rumors regarding Chikara Horadori. Ever since I started here, he locks the place up every night by himself. And then, he gets up to something. Could he be tampering with the experimental data? Could he be licking Momoka's keyboard and chair?
Yeah. This took an even weirder turn.
Ew! That would be like we were indirectly kissing!
Wait. That would imply that this guy's also been... Okay, so what I'm getting here is absolutely everyone here is effed up in one way or another. Good to know.
Screw that pervert!
Look who's talking.
That's when I got the idea to leave my phone behind one night and record everything. The next morning, I checked the video, but Chikara wasn't on it. Actually, the only thing I recorded was some strange sound that kept repeating. The melody went something like this.
Fa mi mi re ti la mi so.
Wait, you mean that sofa tune is about to become relevant?
What could that be?
Fa mi re ti la mi so?
Those must be the notes of the recorded sound. This alone does not help us.
Alone, it will not help, but it's the key, I think, to making it more relevant.
Hey, can you come over here?
Ah, did you find it? Ah,
What's going on?
It looked like the ankle on this statue moved, so I tried turning it around, and I found these buttons.
Is this a keypad for a pin code?
But there are only 7 buttons.
try pressing all 7 buttons in order.
I see. Each button plays a different note.
But it was all over the place. I don't think that was in order.
Alright, so this is basically how we need to use the journal, the musical cue there from this to
In
solve the
any
puzzle.
case, the sequence we must enter is obvious. Go ahead, Mizuki.
Let me use the print screen real quick to record this here, because I'm pretty sure what I want with this. Re, no. E, no. So, fa. La, no. Mi. Mimi, Ray. Ray. Tila. La. Miso. There we go, I got it. For once, I actually didn't get stuck on a puzzle in this game. That is incredible.
There it is. Leon, look, the hidden passage.
Shh! Not so loud. They'll hear us.
Oh, right.
Guess it's more like a staircase than a passageway.
I mean, technically it's a passageway.
I mean, they can be both a staircase and a passageway. These are not two mutually exclusive things.
This below-ground area is covered in tungsten. That is why the X-ray did not reveal anything.
So basically, they knew people would be coming in here with X-rays. Not necessarily us, mind, but in general. So yeah, they absolutely made sure that it couldn't be picked up, even if they did a thermal or X-ray scan.
Right, let's get moving.
It might show up if we did some others, like maybe a resonant sound scan or something, but we don't have that. Indeed, most regular people wouldn't. Which is why it's so clever. The only weaknesses are ones no reasonable person would do.
It's locked.
Guess this is where I come in.
Alright, we found the Secret Umbrella Corps director, the Secret Umbrella Corps laboratories. So
It's open.
time to see how bad this truly is.
Amazing, Leon!
I said don't be so loud.
Leon, are you ready for this?
Yeah, whatever's on the other side, for all we know, we might have to fight a tyrant, so let's get ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And we don't have a rocket launcher,
Okay,
so we'll have to be
let's
very
do it.
careful. Yes, I'm going to be sticking with the Resident Evil reference there.
This is...
How bad is it? Of course, it gives a cliffhanger. The Expensive Spirit, Mizuki, Chapter 3. Oh, it's
What
completely
is this?
empty? That's actually quite possibly the most shocking thing of all.
I don't see anything at first glance, but something is up.
We should search this place.
At least the good news is we don't have to worry about guards here.
Huh?
What is it?
I thought I heard something. Leon, did you hear anything?
No, nothing. I think you're just hearing things.
Besides you two, I detect no biological life here.
Well, remember, Aiba, that's only biological life. Since we're in a research lab, we can't exactly cross off the possibility of a robot or other non-organic life.
I do not detect anything on the stairs either.
Okay, guess it's fine then. Sorry for spooking you. Let's search the room.
Yes, let us do the usual routine.
Ah, the scan.
Oh, Leon isn't here anymore.
Remember what I have explained previously. In this space, objects and individuals that are irrelevant are excluded from the recreation.
Well, true, I doubt Leon would appreciate that very
But
much.
even though I can't see him now, he's still in the room, in reality.
Correct. He is searching the area. Let us leave Leon alone for now. Focus on the investigation at hand.
Got it.
I see, it's so that Leon can do his investigation while we're doing our thing and we don't have to worry about modeling him doing his search.
I see
Bloodstain.
some bloodstains.
It appears that much time has passed. Years at least.
It would not be red then, it would be brown. Although I guess since this is a virtual reality recreation, Aiba probably made sure it would be colored red so that we'd properly be able to identify it as blood and not, well, anything else for blunt. I mean, it could even be mistaken for a coffee stain after that much time.
And footprints in the blood.
So dark it's hard to see. An iron plate, there must be something on the other side.
There's an iron plate above the door. What's that doing here?
Perhaps some sort of shutter. If that plate came down, the door would not be able to be opened.
So it would seal whatever's inside, and whatever's outside. The question is, which was the primary? Well, actually, this being a mad scientist location, it probably was intended for both purposes. One shutter covers 2 uses. Efficient.
It's a power switch. It was on when we came in.
Is it a light switch?
It looks a little big to be a light switch.
And it looks like it controls power in general.
Perhaps it powers the entire room.
Could be.
Mizuki, there is a power line that leads to it from above. Follow the X-ray.
Might be the power switch for the entire room.
There's a door on the other side of the plate.
And perhaps a hidden secret beyond it.
Yeah, they probably didn't bother protecting from X-ray down here because they figure, well, if they're down here already, we're already screwed. Power on a cable that connects the ceiling. Ceiling
A
power
power
cable.
switch and an electrical line leading away from it. The line splits in 2.
Let's follow both.
That's interesting. It just creates an L shape here in the middle of the wall.
The power line in the ceiling leads to the other side of this wall.
And if you follow it further,
Or switch here, but wait, what's that down there? Suspicious
there
area.
is something in this wall. Is it a switch?
Yeah, by pressing this part here, it turns on.
A hidden switch.
What happens if I press it?
It looks as though it powers a different area.
It looks like it powers something down there. Night vision.
Is this?
It is the first molar of the upper jaw.
I should have known Aiba would be able to figure out exactly which tooth it is.
It does not appear as though it was pulled out with any instruments. There are no marks on the tooth's enamel.
Then how?
Perhaps the owner of this tooth was punched in the face.
Yeah, I was gonna speculate they must have been hit pretty hard if the tooth fell out without the help of any instruments.
Whose tooth is it?
Unknown. Let us call this person T for now. T for tooth, of course.
Nothing else in night vision, it looks like. Square hole. Now we just need a round peg to show.
There's a
Oh, wait,
square
that's
hole
going in the
here.
wrong direction I don't want to go.
It is a foot switch, similar to those used at hospitals to open emergency doors.
Ah.
You can use your foot to trip the switch, leaving your hands free.
I was wondering if it looked like a pedal or something, but I simply couldn't tell from the way the X-ray was showing.
But it does not appear to be powered currently.
If I want to use this switch, I've got to feed it some power first.
And one more thing. There are footprints around the switch as well. The same prints from the bloodstains.
Alright, so yeah, someone got punched out here and then they pressed the switch to escape, maybe?
These prints are also old, likely many years.
Could be the last remnants of Chikara, especially since he's been dead for 6 years at this point in the story. Which means...
We have collected all the ingredients.
Yeah, he's been dead for 6 years at this point in the storyline, so... At this point in the story timeline. So, if he's the only one with access to this underground area, and from what we understand, he is very, very secretive, so it's possible he is. It's entirely possible then that indeed, no one else was here the entire time. And that means all evidence should be relatively undisturbed. And for a case like this could easily be a breakthrough.
Ingredients for what?
You don't know? Judging by the clues, something occurred in this space many years ago. Someone, let's call them X, came to this room and did something.
Darn you, Mr. X.
If we can follow what X did, we can discover new information.
Huh.
Anyway, just answer my questions.
Okay, sure.
Let us begin. What do you think X did first when they came to this room?
He had to have gotten into a scuffle. Stepped in blood.
And after that?
They tripped. And then they crawled around on...
That would be quite the lighthearted jest in a dark, dingy room such as this.
I mean, why would we think that they fell at all? Because there's no evidence that they was crawling or anything like that.
You need to do something first. The hidden switch... Even without the power, don't we have to do some...
Oh, right.
When we came here, the power was already on. But it's probably not always like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. The reason it's probably still on even when we came down here when it's likely not supposed to have been was that whatever happened here, likely when Chikara was ambushed and murdered, heard it was most likely due to... I lost my train of thought here, but yeah. Like I said, what happened in here, what happened years ago, and nobody's been in here. It's highly likely nobody has been in here since.
An astute assumption. We need to restore power to the entire room first. We will not be able to proceed without it. And next is, what did X do after turning on the power? I am positive there are no bloody footprints under the switch. Therefore, someone, most likely T, was not yet bleeding when the switch was pressed.
Maybe this is a dumb question, but how do you know the switch was pressed?
Because of how the foot switch is wired, there are two power lines within the tube. Electricity comes from here and then goes back up the ceiling, and ultimately terminates in the foot switch. We can leave the foot switch be for now. Let us move on to the next step. After pressing the hidden switch, what do you think X did next?
Lick the blood. Punch T.
Yes, I agree.
When T got their tooth knocked out, they started bleeding. That's what caused the puddle of blood.
Right. Then X stepped in the puddle, causing the prints.
Yeah, the blood had to happen... And the thing that caused the bleeding had to happen before the blood on the could cause prints.
The finishing touch, it goes without saying.
I need to go back to the flowchart here real quick.
Oh,
Focus.
have to redo this, but that's alright.
Is follow.
There's a door on.
And
This is all that's in night vision, so I can get that out of the way right away.
perhaps unknown. And
I wonder if the air is being ventilated properly. It's stale in here.
we are underground. The airflow is likely quite poor.
No, that's not it. I don't know how to explain it, but there's bad air down here.
I think that's gonna be relevant, just not to this particular investigation.
Right. A power.
Alright, I have to look at the ceiling before I look at the side here.
There is a what? There it is. You but if these. We have collected all the ingredients. If what?
Of course, this starts right behind me.
We-
Yeah, I don't know why I went forward when I should have remembered.
And next is
First
what?
thing most people do when going to a dark room is, well, turn on the light, right?
I am there. There was how there and we can leave. Let it. After pressing the hidden switch.
Alright, we're almost
what
done
do you
here.
think? Yeah, that. The finishing time.
Swallowed the tooth.
Correct. There are bloody footprints near the switch. It is clear that X came here after T started bleeding. Power is sent here by turning the hidden switch on. Therefore, if you were to trip the switch with your foot,
Acted.
and now we know what X did. Prepare the reenactment.
This again?
Are you ready? Okay, here we go.
I didn't say yes.
The camera is rolling. Ready? Action!
My name is Mr. X. I came here for a certain reason.
Yes, yes! Keep that energy up. What did X do first?
First, I need to turn on the power. And then do this to the hidden button. And so, the foot switch should have power now.
Stop, Mizuki. You forgot something.
Oh, right. I need to punch T. Though, I still don't know exactly why.
Yeah, we don't know why, we just know that there was a scuffle of some sort. And it must have been a pretty violent one if it was not only enough to punch out Tooth, but enough to leave that much blood behind.
Anyway, hiya!
Wait, did the body just vanish?
Yes, and then X must have stepped in the puddle of blood. And lastly,
Something should happen now. I don't know what, but
let us leave the VR world behind and do this in the real world.
yeah. Even though I still don't get why you had to record that.
Yeah, it's a little goofy, but I actually
think
welcome
I get the
these.
picture.
I do welcome these investigation sequences. It feels more like doing the legwork for the detective work. Case closed. Horadori Institute's holding cell. Yeah, I have to do it flawlessly in order to get the achievement, so I have to restart it real quick. After following my steps from the VR, I put my foot on the switch. I imagine that's gonna be opening. Ah, I see. Only one can be open at any given time. And that's because we're about to go even deeper into, holy crap, this really is an Umbrella Corporation thingy from Resident Evil.
It can't be.
What is this?
It's Tokiko's other side, but why is she here? Does that mean Terror knew we'd be here after all this time? I mean, that's a huge
Mizuki,
gamble.
What did you do? I guess what you did doesn't really matter. It's the corpse.
It's Tokiko Shigure from Nice, Japan.
Her left half.
What is she doing here?
But how should I know? Weren't you the one who made her show up?
I mean, I guess. Why are there two of the same machine?
They do not serve different functions. They both look to be exactly the same.
Maybe this is a teleporter.
This does solve one big mystery.
Oh, maybe this is a teleporter, actually, and that's why they're getting split up?
What?
All of the victims of the HB case were cut at the molecular level. Those cuts were likely performed by this machine.
So this is some kind of slicer?
Exactly. Do you see that wire on top of the machine? That is CNT, a braided carbon nanotube. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers. A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it is not visible to the naked eye.
But I can see it.
That is because I am modifying your vision. I am emphasizing it on purpose for your benefit.
So you're saying that carbon nanotube was used to bisect all the victims?
That's interesting. Okay, so it isn't teleporter, it's a splitting?
That is highly probable.
So all the murders took place?
Here, most likely, including Tokiko.
But why are there two machines?
Well, unknown.
And this still doesn't explain how the others got sent into the future with a...
That's the door that was being covered by the iron plate.
You're not gonna open that, are you?
Yeah, but we gotta look around more first.
The slicer. It's a carbon nanotube slicer. This might have been used for all the HB case murders.
Her estimated time of death is 1900 yesterday. Yesterday meaning the 12th. It is currently 1 a.m. on the 13th.
So, roughly 6 hours ago.
And I guess we don't have to worry about changing the guard anymore, simply because while we're underground here, they have no way of detecting us. Simply because this place was designed to be undetectable from the surface. It's supposed to be undetectable from police and stuff, but in this case, it's undetectable from the people intended to guard it as well. Isn't that ironic? It was intended to protect Secret, but now it's being protected from the people who are supposed to protect it, instead of the... you know what I mean. And no, this isn't one of those ironic where it's appropriate, because, well, it wasn't intended to be protected from the research on top. Not necessarily, anyways. I'm not supposed to sneak around here. Okay, you get what I mean, damn it.
But why?
Mizuki, look at her wrist.
Slit wrists.
I do not believe this was self-inflicted. The cut is deep, but there are scars as well. Perhaps she did try to take her own life in the past.
Mizuki, what are we gonna do with the body?
I can't just leave her, but I need to see what's on the other side of that door first.
Yeah, we need to finish the investigation before we start moving our bodies, hauling bodies around.
You're really gonna go?
Yeah, why?
What if the murderer is in there?
Terror? All the more reason to go.
Wow. You're really courageous. You're younger than me, but I respect you.
Leon, you should wait here.
What?
If that iron plate drops down, I might get trapped again.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, we need him to be able to open it if we get stuck in
You're
there.
just gonna leave the two of us here?
The 1.5 of you, yeah.
One and a half of you. That's a good one.
Anyway, gotta get going. If I get trapped, help me out, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
What is this place? A bed, refrigerator, shower, toilet?
This almost implies someone was living here.
Someone living here?
Exactly.
More like confined here.
Right, it's probably a prison, not
Look
an
at the
apartment.
door you came in from. There is no handle. It cannot be opened from this side. Good thing Leon is on the other side. If we were all trapped in here together, within a week, Leon would have become a rabid animal. And then...
Ha! If that happened, I would have beaten him to death.
Anyway, we should search the room.
Whoever is here was never meant to come out. The triple nines. Computer.
Shitty looking computer. Iva, can you take a look?
On it.
We'll obviously hack the computer.
Internal data has been analyzed. Mizuki,
Is this?
it is the nirvanA trial video. There are backups and working files on this computer as well.
So this is where it was made.
It seems as though that video was produced here. And one more thing, there was some unedited QR footage as well.
But that means...
Yes,
The QR was made here too. We're both created on this. The QR and nirvanA trial video are both created on this very computer. Posters, tons of paper stuck to the wall. Text on them is practically random. It'll take a while to decode all this mess. Shelves. The shelves are filled with what looks like drugs and other stuff. Tank.
Oh no.
you've seen this before?
Of course. How could I forget? This is what caused my left eye. And Kizzy.
It is a thermite bomb. 6 years ago, a thermite reaction caused Jin Furroway's right half to burn.
I know. I read the report. Basically, a miniature version of this was set in the body, right?
Correct.
So someone was a prisoner here and ordered to help? Because it hardly seems like they were volunteering to do all this for Nyes or the Order of Percent if, you know, if they were willing, you know? An old TV, raggedy old sofa, stainless steel sink. It's really dirty, but not stained. Tire. Obviously, the handbook. Lower desk. Something on the desk. Handbook.
What is this?
I turn the page. This is what was written on there. I've been here for ages. I'm trapped here suffering. It's all their fault. They took so much from me. They used my creation without permission. I'll never forgive them. Just writing about it makes me furious. I want to kill them.
It's a diary. There aren't daily entries, but it seems like the person who lived here wrote it.
Most likely the person who eventually became
There
Terror.
might be some clues to the case.
Let's keep reading.
Unlike them, Mom's really nice. She taught me a lot of things. Nice is wonderful. The world's a lie. Things happening to me are a lie. She's going to tell the truth to everyone. I want to help Mom. I love Mom. But why are you being so nice to him, Mom? I hate him and he needs to pay.
There is a date here. This is from 6 years ago.
February 9th. He came this morning. I thought he was here to mock me. He always picks on me. He said that's not why he was here. He wanted to apologize. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I've heard him say a million times. Thing got turned red all of a sudden. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground. I think I hit him. He was bleeding with a mouth unconscious. I thought this was my chance. I knew to get the machine out. He basically taught me everything. Took it out, set the body in to be split in
This
half alive.
description.
It is similar to what we reenacted earlier in the room next door.
So the person writing in this diary was X, and he is probably T. He got his tooth knocked out.
As I looked at his dead body, I thought to myself, if I use this, I can help Mom. I've been playing this for a long time. When I saw that body light came on, the intersection between the warp and waft, that's where a seam can occur. By creating that, the people of this world, Moksha. February 10th. We're starting to reach the actual time frame in which the game is taking place. Early morning, I went to go see Mom, told her about my plan. She agreed. She said I can even use some money. It's got to work. Oh, Mom, you're so kind. nirvanA Initiative. I'm going to make it a reality. I've decided to proceed with the plan. Thought of a new name for myself. Terror. And I'll start my new life in this new name. Ironic. The one thing I needed was to be created at this very facility. TC Purge, a wonderful virus. But I'm told it was still imperfect. More time was needed. No need to be rash. I decided to wait with Mom. Fortunately, there's tons of NICE members among the researchers. When I told them about the plan, they happily obliged. I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. Someone interfered. I put it there, but it was gone, insufferable and great. No mercy. I'll find you and I'll kill you. I found you, filthy thief. I cut the thief in half and set it up. Your fault. Don't give it back. Then doing is done. Then I can finally relax.
February 13th. The thief cut in half.
The thief must be
I met the person of my
What?
destiny.
person of my destiny.
The diary ends on 2/13.
And this was after the
It's
murder
all
started
from
happening.
6 years ago.
So the diary ends there.
Anyway, we now understand. The person that was being held here is the culprit of the HB case. Terror.
If we wait here, will they come back?
I do not believe they will. Once they reach the stairs, they will know someone intruded.
And they'll try to get rid of said intruders.
If they did, a certain someone would be gotten rid of first.
Leon, we need to get back there now!
About last night.
Sorry, but I don't want to get involved. I'm going home.
That might be for the best, but it also might be too late, depending on what they already know. Leon left Horadori Institute. I waited the Institute till the investigation crew came. When they got here, I continued to investigate the place. Well, the good news is we didn't get any casualties. Now I'm here at Abyss HQ.
Wow, you really outdid yourself, sneaking in without a warrant.
Ugh. I'm sorry, boss.
Iba, you need to keep an eye on her.
I am functioning just fine as Mizuki's left eye. I should be rewarded for the work I did last night.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we made a huge break in the case. We found out where Terror lives, or lived, and we found out how he's been murdering. We just don't know how he's been sending them through time, because the time frame for these halves of the corpses just aren't adding up. It's possible he really is sending them into the future somehow, but if so, we don't have a way to prove it exactly. Or it could be that he's using some virus or something to preserve their bodies, or what, if the virus is capable of that, I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't have found that room without Iba.
True. What you found was worth bending the rules a little. But this should still warrant a punishment, you know?
I kind of get where Boss is coming from here. I mean, as much as we finally made a break in the case, we had to break some rules to get through there.
Boss, I suggest leniency. Mizuki had a strong, personal reason for wanting to search Horadori Institute.
The gene therapy?
Boss, you knew?
Who do you think I am? I know my subordinates so well, I could tell you how many moles they have from memory.
So, did you know that Daddy and Mom weren't my real parents?
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, I was just thinking
And she
about
never
something.
thought to mention this?
Something Mom told me once.
You! I wish you had never been born!
I was thinking about that. Do you think she meant to say I wish we never adopted you?
Oh yeah. That was from the first, that was briefly mentioned in the first game, but they never went into any details. And that's actually rather weird, because I never would have guessed that Mizuki wasn't the biological daughter, because she does have features from both parents. It didn't seem like, well, I don't want to spoil too much for him, but at the same time, I already turned off spoilers for the previous game on this, so yeah. The first victim is indeed her mother, who is indeed confirmed to be the biggest asshole of all the potential victims. How many victims the serial killer actually gets depends on what story route you do. But here it seems Terror is always going to be significantly more successful than the Cyclops killer. So I guess Terror gets to flex on this on the Cyclops killer then. There's a big catch flag on the wall.
Don't you hate it how at beauty salons, they make you sit in front of the mirror after getting your head shampooed?
It's boss's best friend Mario. Shelf. It's a doorway. Red lanterns are lined up. Origami. Colorful balloons. There's a bunch of bags and grid-shaped racks. Tombstone with RIP engraved on it. Cabinet. Just a ball. Shrunken red lantern. The boy band poster. Police poster on the wall. There's a map on the wall. Symbol. Stationary black. Flotation ring. Life preserver. Blaster figure. Files, documents, pachinko ads, that sort of thing. Papers, magazines. Mysterious masks. On the wall. Just happy birthday. Jack-o'-lantern. Darts machine. Bookshelf. There's all sorts of things here. There's a computer on the desk. The kind of monitor with built into the computer. It's the boss's desk. It's Aiba. She's out of my eye socket right now. Ah, she doesn't allow us to look at ourselves for the moment. RC cars here. Tanuki. Shogi Kingpiece for decoration. Coffee maker. Boss stay on the desk as usual. You get along with your daughter?
Well, we're not blood related either.
Oh.
She's adopted?
I think that was hinted at earlier, but I didn't pick up on it now that I think about it.
Yeah, but we get along well.
That's nice. I'm kind of jealous.
Some families run deeper than blood.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't even get along.
You have other relationships, right?
Mizuki, you do have a lot of friends.
And most importantly, a boss who's reliable and kind.
Kind?
I am kind. If an elderly woman was trying to cross the street, I'd stop cars for her.
You could also carry her.
Thanks, you too.
About night.
Okay, I'll give you the rundown. 6 years ago, after the incident at the cathedral, the armed vigilantes scurried under whatever rocks they could find across the country.
Their group was forced underground. It is thought that they are still active, despite our investigations yielding little results.
Alright, so after the explosion at the cathedral, the entire group was forced underground. Of course, just losing one leader is not likely to end them, so they're probably still active in some fashion.
And of course, we interrogated everyone we caught as hard as we legally could. We got a search warrant for Nice, looked through all their documents.
But we could not find any incriminating evidence.
It's possible the death of their leader in the explosion is as unknown to Nyes as they are to us, if we're completely honest.
That's why Nyes is still kicking today.
They are as cunning as they are ruthless.
I won't disagree with that, but like I said, we have no proof they were actually involved with the terror situation, so it's entirely possible they're just as in the dark as we are. Door curtain for a soba restaurant. About the blood.
Ah, right. Regarding the blood around the slicer, we tested it for DNA matches. Jin Furaway, Chikara Horadori, Yonaharu Enda, aka Andes Komeiji, Tokiko Shigure, and one more.
One more?
Yeah, 5 different DNA. But we don't know who the 5th person was.
Interesting. That implies there was a 5th HB murder, but we never found it. Alternatively, it could have also been Terra's who had just simply injured himself while using the machine. After all, he was explained how it worked, but at the same time, he could have easily messed something up.
Which means there might be another yet undiscovered victim.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's sounding like Terror can do the flex meme on Cyclops murder, because the Cyclops murder was not nearly this successful in most timelines. I think there might be one where he wins, but I wouldn't get your hopes up there.
Terror's diary. I read it too. There's a ton we can get from it. But the most intriguing thing is the nirvanA initiative. How are the HB case and that plan related?
Yeah, they have to be connected somehow, we just don't know how yet.
There is still much we do not understand. We do not know who Terror is and why they were imprisoned there.
They're likely another experiment, and by that logic, they're also most likely
Anyway, I'm gonna
modified
go
like
do some
Mizuki.
investigating.
Remember, they said Mizuki was the first successful experiment, but they never said that she was the last.
Wait, you haven't gotten any sleep. You should rest first.
You're kidding, aren't you? That look in your eyes is telling me to keep fighting through it.
You know me very well, Mizuki.
Where do you plan to go?
Well, let's see. I think I want to start by talking to Leon. Maybe there was something he noticed that I overlooked.
Probably not a bad idea, yeah.
And next, Shoma. I haven't been able to ask him about the one-wheeled robot yet.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot, but yeah, we needed to speak with him, but we never were able to track him down. Apparently he was off in the mountains. We confirmed that he was off camping in the mountains at the time of the other half of Jin Furuwei's murder, so he's in the clear, but whoever had... He might have some information. Aiba herself said his house has absolutely no security, so anyone could have jumped in and taken it. But it's still worth a look anyways, I think.
And then Mame. I think Mame knows something about the nirvanA initiative.
I'm getting a feeling that this is connected to something bigger. nirvanA Initiative.
Understood. I have confirmed their locations. Leon is at Iowan, Shoma is at home, and Amame is at Brahmin.
I want to gather more information too. I've got to go to Lemniscate, Devita, and Marble.
Understood. Let's get going.
Don't push yourself too hard, Mizuki.
Sir, yes, sir.
Alrighty. Alright, let me just hydrate real quick before I go to the next location. Alrighty, we should be in good shape now. We should probably go with Leon first in case his memory is still fresh, or at least as fresh as it can be.
Where is Leon?
Oh, there he is. I think I see him over there.
Oh, there he is.
Hey Mizuki, something is wrong.
Huh?
You do not have to worry about it. I can do this on my own.
Sorry, Kizzy. I didn't mean to upset you. I'll head home. But if there's anything you need, just call me, okay? I'll fly right over.
Are you pitying me?
What?
On that day 6 years ago, I became disabled. I used to love dancing, but I can never dance again. You apologized so many times. You said you were sorry you couldn't protect me. That must be why you stay by my side. I have burdened you with that guilt. Am I right, Leon?
No. Kizzy,
Ugh. Putting an end to this.
I was just gonna tell them. Well, they're clearly having trouble communicating, so... And Liam has finally given up his talker tendencies, as far as I understand, so it's time we deal with this.
Big sis.
Oh,
That's what's wrong first.
Made Kizzy upset. She said that I'm only with her because I feel guilty. And I told her that's not true, but I guess words aren't enough.
I apologize. I wish you hadn't seen that.
Yeah, something has to be done here.
Mizuki, have you forgotten why we are here? We are here to ask Leon about yesterday.
That can wait. I can't just leave these two like this.
Yeah, I'd really rather get this little subplot wrapped up so we can focus on the real investigation
I want to see
here.
them get along.
Also that, but really, I just don't want this plot to get dragged out too long, you know? It could very easily outstay its
How?
welcome.
Well,
It is hard to fix what has been broken. The arrow of time only moves in one direction.
wait, what did you say?
The arrow of time?
That's it! The time capsule from 6 years ago! If we could dig that up...
Huh? Mizuki?
Where are you going?
Oh yeah, they remember it. Oh, because
I
we
think it
went
was
into
around
Somnium.
here somewhere. There it is!
Indeed.
Leon, Can you go grab a shovel?
Well, that was out of nowhere. You gonna bury a dead body or something?
More excavation, I'd say.
No, I'm going to dig something up.
A dead body?
No!
I guess I'd make fun of him for having dead bodies at the mine, but let's be honest with him here after what let's be honest here, after what happened with him the other night, I think we can give him a pass for having dead bodies on the
The
brain.
time capsule!
Time.
Capsule.
Oh yeah, they both remember. I shouldn't be surprised.
The shoes are still in good condition. The letters, too.
Why don't you read it?
Right now?
Do you want to bury it for another 6 years?
Okay, then.
Yeah, they need to get us through.
What's wrong?
This is kind of embarrassing.
Just do it.
To Kizzy. I love you, Kizzy. I really, 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 really love you. When I first saw you, I seriously thought an angel descended from heaven.
Yeah, I can see why he's embarrassed about how cheesy his younger self was. His younger, stalkery self.
I was thunderstruck. At that moment, I decided to devote my life to you. The glass slippers that I put in the capsule are a symbol of my never-ending love for you. To me, 6 years in the future, I'll never forgive you if you make Kizzy cry. I'm gonna fly to you and punch her stupid face. Whatever happens, always be by her side. When she's struggling or in pain, support her with everything you got. Even if your feelings aren't reciprocated, make sure she's always smiling. Make sure you dedicate your life to her happiness. That is my request to you.
You're up next, Kizzy. Here.
But
No buts. Read.
fine.
Alright, so this one's the questionable one, because
To me, 6 years from now, how do you truly feel toward him? I still do not know exactly how to feel about him, but no matter how I might feel in the future, the most important thing is to be true to yourself. It is not becoming of me to play games with a man's heart. If you think no, you need to tell him no. It would be better for him.
that's a rather mature way to go about it, yeah. I mean, it's painful, but it's better to rip the band-aid off, so to speak, rather than just dragging someone along.
But if you do have feelings for him, I'm sorry, Leon.
Sorry. Is that a rejection?
No, I meant about earlier. I took out my frustration on you. And I am sorry for that. I should not be placing my anger on people I care about. If it is acceptable to you, if you do not mind that I am the way I am, Leon, will you?
Oh, he
Kizzy,
put the glass slippers
it's
on.
like I said before. 6 years have gone by, but my feelings haven't changed. My love is eternally undying.
I myself have changed.
What do you mean?
My feelings have changed over the last 6 years. Leon, I love you. You are my Prince Charming.
Kizzy, Kizzy. Oh, yeah!
A cheesy way to end it, but she did want to be the Cinderella in the story, so...
Mizuki, why are you here anyway?
Oh, right.
Asked Leon if I'd overlooked anything that night. Who told me
Why
that?
did we even come here?
It's fine. We made them happy.
And now we don't have to worry about this little subplot getting in the way of the actual investigation here, so I'd say it was worthwhile. Like I said, a bit of a cheesy end, but I'd rather it reach its conclusion at a decent point so we don't have to worry about it going forward.
Totally. Thank you, Mizuki.
At him.
The day started with seeing all those awful things. Kizzy was on the brink of hating me. It could have been the worst day of my life, but now it's become the best day of my life.
Oh, you mean because we were in Horadori Institute past midnight?
Hmm? Yeah, that too.
That too? Iba, can I wink sync into Leon?
I will not protest. But why?
I got a feeling. I think Leon is hiding something.
Well, the JoJo pose our way in.
Hey, is this for real? Why are you surprised? You didn't know? Well, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, he's talking to someone, but we can't hear the other side.
If you knew, you wouldn't have asked me to open the lock and see what's inside.
What did all that mean?
Unknown. Leon must have seen something that shocked him. That must be what he was referring to earlier.
Hmm.
Let's get the problem
Thank
solved.
you. It is all thanks to you, Big Sis. But I do not know how Father is going to take this news.
Hey, he's finally got a legitimate job. He's cleaning up his life. He's finally stopped being a stalker. I think everything's improved for the best with him.
That is my only concern. But I am an adult now. I will solve this on my own.
Yeah, from here on out, it's their problem to worry. The relationship is their problem to worry about. But
I'm gonna get going now. I wish both of you eternal happiness.
Stop it, Big Sis.
I'm gonna make Kizzy the happiest girl in the world. No, the whole universe!
Leon.
Mizuki, what do you want to do about Leon?
About the wink sync? I mean, it is concerning, but I think we should focus on our investigation.
Understood. Let us proceed to the next location.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going into his Somnium next. But we can do that later. For now, we still have to speak with everyone else. And if they're all hiding something, that may be troublesome. We know someone's been hiring Leon to get into the underground area for a while
Tatsus
now.
during the winter are the best.
I don't know anyone who would use them during the summer.
Hey, Mizuki, can you not barge into my place and use my kotatsu?
Oh, Shoma actually hasn't changed much. I was hoping to go to his next to see how much things have changed in 6 years, but I guess not much.
What?
It's nothing. I wanted to ask something. Do you have time right now?
Shouldn't you have asked that at the front door?
It's the Katatsu's fault for being here. Katatsu! Bad girl!
A closet.
The adult talks, huh?
Yeah, but I didn't make it. Dad just bought one that could talk.
Doll, wearing a backpack with a t-shirt makes the back of the shirt right up. CRTET. The cute protrusion on top. Stand. Greenery and gardener visible from the window. Squeaky hammer toy. Folding fan. A door rooster doll. Room here. Refrigerator. Kitchen. Dresser.
You're not doing anything under the kotatsu, are you?
No!
What?
Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I was messing with her. Buzzer.
Shoma, question time. Preschool, elementary schooler, adult. Which one is the biggest?
That depends.
The adult?
Nope. Preschool. A preschool is a building. The other two are people.
You got me there.
Okay, so it's talking physical size. A book on robotics engineering. First of all, was
It's
camping
a
fun?
change of pace. I don't have good memories of this season. I came back, and there was a ton of commotion with what happened.
Yeah, and the worst part is his father's other side is going to be showing up eventually.
Is that why you're here, Mizuki?
I guess you could say that.
Ink sync. Might as well check out what's going on in his head, in case it's relevant.
I'm still not over it, you know. I'll show them justice.
Shoma.
Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting vengeance. The loss of his father last of his remaining family is not something you're gonna just get over after a short period of time. Even 6 years, it hasn't changed the first time. First, let's ask how
Can't you
he's doing.
tell?
I can't tell by looking, which is why I'm asking. Sometimes I talk to you thinking you're down, but you're doing well. Other times I think you're in a good mood, but you're not.
Oh, I know exactly what that's like, Mizuki. Don't worry.
Well, I'm normal. I'm not, like, having fun or anything.
That's the Shoma I know.
What? You're weird.
Know about Nas.
Yeah, of course I know. Because, I used to be a member.
What?
It was a while back. I'm not with them anymore.
But you know about Nyes pretty well then.
I guess so. I know about their philosophy.
Right, he joined them because they caught him at the best possible, most exploitable time in his life. He was having a rough time, and so they decided, well, we'll give him an ideal idea of the future that fits his preferences perfectly. Oh, the nirvanA
That
initiative.
I don't know too well. I know the nirvanA trial, the video.
I continued to ask about Nyes, but he knew nothing more than I knew already. Unfortunate, but if anything, it's good to confirm that at the very least.
Oh,
About the
this?
robot.
After coming back from camping, I found that the one I made earlier was missing. So I'm making a new one.
It went missing. Was it stolen?
I don't know, but it's not like it's gonna move on its own. So I'm guessing it was taken.
I imagine the goal was originally to make it move on its own, but he never got it working like that, so yeah.
I don't know who would go through the trouble.
How many people knew about the robot?
Only people close to me. Ah, well, I did show that Ryuki guy when he came to question me.
Ryuki?
It does not seem like Shoma is lying. He most likely has no idea that the robot was used at the stadium.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that kind of information would have been kept from the press. That way, if someone mentions it. And well, as we established, that virus could very well have been used to basically mind control Ryuki, and if that's the case, then Terror is still causing problems even after all this time. He's clearly not the original Terror, but he could be a second Terror.
Have you noticed anything off with Shoma?
I do not believe he is lying about anything, and his appearance does not tell me anything.
It's good that he wasn't caught up in all this mess.
But why was Shoma's robot used to carry Jin's left half?
And he said only people close to him and Ryuki knew it, so Ryuki has to have gotten involved somehow.
That is still unknown.
We still don't know if it actually was his robot, right?
True, but...
Hey, Mizuki, can I ask you a question? 6 years ago, Jin Furroway's right half went up in flames out of nowhere, right? Did you ever find out how it was done?
Oh, well, the body had a small thermite bomb inside it. It was set up so the bomb detonated on a timer. Why do you ask?
Oh, I see.
No reason. Aren't you on the clock right now?
Shoma may still be involved to some degree, but he's not lying about any information here.
You're gonna get scolded if your boss finds out.
Shoma is right. You need to work like a breeding horse to keep boss off your back.
What?
That sounds more like a thing Tama would say.
You need to work like a draft horse.
I thought I heard something else.
That makes a lot more sense, but why would she go with the Tama version first? Studio Deveda.
On that day 6 years ago, Shoma's father was found here.
Indeed, but only his right side.
What are you showing me?
It is an image that was stored on the investigation database.
Right, because technically only Tama took this picture. Aiba was not there.
I was not physically present. Not that it would have made a difference. I lost all memory from that incident 6 years ago. So, what do you want to do here?
Well, I kind of just wanted to retrace the investigation steps.
Camera tripod, big camera. Long table. Like Aiba's standing there.
Am I that mesmerizing? I suppose you just cannot help yourself. I am the cutest thing in the world.
I'm cuter.
Is something wrong with your eyes?
Oh, self-deprecating now?
That's actually a good comeback there, since, you know, she is the eye. Circumstances of the body.
Komeji's right half was found February 13th, 6 years ago. It was discovered by Ryuki, Amame, Iris, Shoma, and Kizuna. Ryuki came here with Komeji in an attempt to contact Terror. He was attacked and rendered unconscious, which also disabled Tama.
I wonder if it was Terror that attacked him.
That is the most likely possibility. While Ryuki was unconscious, the other 4 individuals entered.
And Komeji's right side was found.
About the body.
Komeji's estimated time of death was February 13th, 2200. The cause of death is obvious.
Komeji was kidnapped here and taken underground at Horadori Institute.
Indeed.
But then the body was delivered back here in some fashion, so they had time to slice him and then bring him back.
Anyway, why are you curious about this?
Well, I'm done here. Let's get going.
We're all coming to the Kamakura office pretty often. It was a pretty important place in the last game, but here there doesn't seem to be too much.
Hey, Mizuki, what are you here for?
I'm investigating the HB case. I was hoping to get some new information.
New info, huh?
Hacking. I am trying, but it may take a while.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
There's a PC on the top of the desk. Dragon with a golden ball.
Hey, Mizuki, does looking at that lantern give you ideas?
Give me ideas?
Like fear or something?
It's supposed to be intimidating?
No.
Oh.
Family altar. Pressed on display. Window, shelves.
I'm doing an impression of that famous third-generation thief jumping into bed.
Wait, is that a Lupin the Third reference? The tiger on the floor, coffee table, ashtray.
Do, re, mi.
Sofa.
Piece of paper with some general principles written on it. It says, first, do not get angry when update is required for playing a game. This month's plans are laid out on a whiteboard. Right, debate. The Tempest's future. Partition is in the doorway. It's the door. Lockers line up along the wall. Things on it. Door connecting to the next room. It's a chair. Keyboard. Oh, chairman's desk. What are you doing here alone?
What do you think I'm doing? I'm watching Tessa's new video.
Well, that does make sense. I'm not going to bother wink syncing in because every single time I do, I regret it. I'm not going to do it this time. I am to some degree capable of learning from my mistakes.
Well, let's see. I don't know if this is related to the HB case, but at Iowing, the joint run by Richie Chieda, a long time ago, one of their kids went missing. There's a rumor that Chikara Horadori had something to do with it.
You mean he kidnapped the child?
I don't know, but I do know that Chikara's been doing shady shit for a while.
Yeah, that does seem to follow. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the kid he kidnapped was indeed eventually the one who eventually became Terror. Because he's clearly taking kids to do experiments on, and Richie Chieda is clearly, at least to some degree, aware of it, or at least required to look the other way, because, well, apparently he's been led to believe that Chikara was trying to do something positive and not, you know, grant himself eternal immortality. And I imagine even he would probably have put a hard stop to it if he knew what was actually going on, or, you know, that Chikara was part of Chikara's part of the cult there. Remember, the order of percent While Nyes insists that they are a scientific institution and not a cult, they do not hesitate to refer to Order of Percent as a cult, which implies that while they're technically not opposed to one another, there's definitely a large separation to some degree, yeah, in terms of how they think of each other, because they would also try to make them sound more legitimate if they cared.
Went around the country doing DNA examinations of children.
Yeah, that's what we already know.
Plus all that sketchy research he was doing. Maybe he was using the kids as part of his research or something.
Yeah, at this point, that's pretty much given.
Maybe combining bodies.
Combining bodies?
Oh, that would actually follow, given he was putting his Somnium was about putting two different halves together, notably putting his brain into a much stronger physical body.
I don't know, like cutting two bodies in half right down the middle, and then you combine the left half of one with the right half of the other.
Yeah. I thought that maybe his Somnium was supposed to be a lot more representative, but it sounds like it was actually a lot more, literal than expected.
What? Hold on, why would they do that?
I don't know. No way of knowing what's going on inside some nutjob's head. Anyway, Chikara was supposed to be doing shit like that.
That's definitely related to the HB case.
Yeah, since, bodies are being split in half.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems that Chikara really was attempting the experiment Moma described.
And the fact there's two halves suggests he wanted to slice them both at once? Unless only one of them had the slice ability, but that's rather odd.
That would explain the machines in the basement.
And why there were two.
Damn. Thanks, Mama. I think what you told me might turn out to be a big help.
Nah, don't thank me. Instead of thanks, could you bring Tessa with you next time?
I'll think about it.
Alright, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I would not make that kind of promise with that guy. The Brahmin World Cuisine. 13th of February, Wednesday. Alright.
So what are you here for today, Mizuki?
Oh, I wanted to talk to Mame.
We're kind of busy right now, so can you make it quick?
Oh, I'm not here for you, Genny.
I meant Amame is busy.
Genny, are you mad about something?
No, not at all.
You seem a little mad.
As you can see, I'm all smiles as usual.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pissed off about something.
So, Mame, can we talk for a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Kitchen, the menu, the freezer door, alcoholic bottles, a list of recommended dishes, chair, table, posters and flyers are stuck to the wall. That's the restaurant door. Large pot. About Horadori.
You asked me that like you were asking for a glass of water. That facility. It's a really touchy subject for me. It's not something I want to casually discuss here. If you really want to know, at least wait until after work.
Alright, that's fine. Nice.
I've heard about some group like that, yeah.
He was at the explosion site. We know he's...
I don't really know anything about it.
Oh yeah, we just asked him for help at that time. nirvanA.
What is that? I've never even heard of it.
I don't think he's lying, so yeah. We don't have to worry about that. Not feeling well?
Yeah, I haven't really been doing well recently. But it's okay. Don't worry about it.
I have the feeling we're going to be finding out what has got her upset and what's got, again, mad very quickly, but...
Horadori Institute. What's that? I'm not familiar. I know the name. I saw it on some occult website, but I don't know anything more than that. Sorry, but like I said before, I don't really know any of the details. I just looked it up online.
Like I said, fine. I'm just focusing on work, that's all.
Neither are being particularly helpful, that's for sure.
Mizuki, take a look at this.
Mommy,
Not just her. Gen as well.
what do you think?
They are both hiding something.
Guess they leave us no choice. Let's have a look.
Yes.
Amame is probably going to be the main one here. So let's pick her.
What do I do? I have to obey.
Obey.
Help me, Dad. You're watching from heaven, right? So please.
Someone's compelling her to do
Obey.
something.
She also mentioned her father.
Watching from heaven.
Right. Hold on. I require charging between wink syncs.
Can't we use the backup?
You mean like I did for Kizuna and Lian? Those were special circumstances.
Come on, just do it.
Fine. But I did warn you. Sorry, Genny. I shouldn't have told you.
It's okay, Amame. I made an oath. I will protect you with my life, so don't you worry about a thing.
Interesting. Amame must have told Gen something very important.
And whatever this important thing was, she's compelled to obey someone.
Perhaps a secret.
And Amame, I thought you're dead.
Mommy, this might be a touchy subject, but
We need to get the conversation going
your
somehow.
dad, is he deceased?
Yes. 6 years ago.
6 years ago, huh? Once again, the HB
So
case.
that is the situation.
Yeah, the two of them are hiding something important.
Indeed. Oh, by the way, this is all your fault.
Huh?
I am out of battery.
Oh no.
Hey, wait, Iva!
Oh, I need to head to work now.
Huh?
And I need to go shopping. I'm low on ingredients.
Yeah, they're trying to get out here to avoid
Wait,
talking.
bye.
Goodbye.
Ugh, what is going on?
Let's go to Marble. We might get some information here, even if it's from the spirit world.
Oh, Mizuki! Drinking early, I see.
I need to ride later, so I'm not drinking. Also, I'm underage.
I'm just joking. You're here to gather some intel, right?
Painting on the wall. Cult posters on the wall. Flyers. The balls lined on the counter. Let's count how many there are. Count the number of balls. You must be really bored. Of course, the one time I decided, I guess there's about 9, it looks like. It decides to call me out for it. All the other times I never did. It's menu. There's writing on the back. Suspicious book. The search of lost tire irons.
What is the
Menu's
crazy?
written on the blackboard.
You'll know tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
It's Valentine's Day, right?
It's a salad, not a portmanteau of couples are crazy.
Oh.
I feel like I've explained this before.
I think that joke was made earlier, but I don't remember. About the crystal balls, about the HB case, about Horadori.
Horadori Institute, huh? Oh, I remember. You know that they were closed down once, about 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, that's what we
The
heard.
underground was abuzz with rumors about them doing some sketchy research. Rumor is, the one who leaked the story was Riichi Chieda.
Mr. Chieda?
Riichi Chieda is a major stakeholder at Horadori Institute. He must have had plenty of opportunities to gather insider info.
In that case, why would he be helping them out?
He's the chairman of an orphanage, you know. He really does love children. So maybe he decided he couldn't turn a blind eye.
About the HB
I'm
case.
sorry, but I don't have anything for you. If anything, I want some answers from you.
About what?
Well, about Jin's left half being found at the stadium 3 days ago.
Oh, I can't tell you anything about that.
Could his body have traveled through time?
That's what I've been wondering about this whole time, yeah.
That's impossible.
I didn't tell her about the one-wheeled robot. That would take a
There's
while to
something
explain.
fishy about that stadium. Maybe there's some strange device hidden there. Think about it. They've been doing construction there for half a year. They said something about some issues with the structure. Maybe that's just a cover, and they're really working on something else.
Crap, does the Umbrella Corporation have a secret lab under there
Like
too?
what? Like a time portal.
That would be convenient since that would explain everything,
to teleport
but...
Jin's left half from 6 years ago.
It feels like Mama has changed ever since she started telling fortunes. I don't remember her talking about occult stuff like that before.
Yeah, for better or for worse, that was indeed, Yeah, for better or for worse, she did not have these occult powers in the last game. She's developed them since, but as mentioned, she's been oddly helpful so far. With the...
What about
I mean, in terms of the occult powers, I mean. I did not expect them to be this helpful. Technically speaking, they haven't given us a break in the case, but they're giving us components I'm pretty sure are going to add up in the end.
Nothing important. Crystal is just kind of meaningful to me.
How so?
That's what I was named after. Crystal in kanji can be read as Mizuki. That's what Daddy told me a long time ago.
That's beautiful. I think it fits you perfectly.
Though, I guess it wasn't his idea.
Sounds like it wasn't, yeah. Because remember, her name was already
Thanks,
written.
Mama. If anything comes up, be sure to tell me.
Yeah, because remember, the folder that had her information from when she was born or created already had her name, so it wasn't her actual father's decision.
You're welcome. By the way, Mizuki, any boyfriends?
That came out of nowhere.
I was just hoping for an introduction, is all.
Unfortunately, not right now.
Not right now.
I go to an all-girls school. Finding a boyfriend there would be pretty difficult, wouldn't it?
That is a good point, yes.
Okay.
I should have gone to college.
Oh well, come back soon, and next time, get a ride from someone.
I told you I'm not drinking!
Well, why not, since we're leaving anyway.
Here's a question. If you get it, I'll buy you a drink. What's something that hangs down the middle of a man? They come in different shapes and sizes, too.
A necktie.
I was talking about wieners.
I wonder if that dipshit has spent more nights sleeping on this than the couch.
Dipshit. Oh, Date. Of course.
Lemniscate's the last one. It looks like Mama doesn't have any, psychic readings to tell me, so I guess we'll have to see. Still, we did learn that, Ricci was the one who leaked information about it. He couldn't increase his, I'm guessing he couldn't...
Mizuki, kiss me!
What?
Kiss me, Mizuki! I just realized this. Kiss me, Mizuki is a palindrome.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, palindrome is, spelled the same... is basically the same word frontwards or backwards, but... in English it's not, at least.
The president herself would show up.
Yeah, I'm not here for work today.
Investigating the case?
Yeah, I'm doing some questioning. Based on Lemniscate's schedule, I knew Iris would be here, so I wanted to come talk.
Oh, Prez, you look cute today. Cutest in the whole wide world. Can you raise my salary?
Nah.
Can you use my salary?
Are you trying to seduce me into going to Atami with you?
No.
Oh yeah, only the guys get that option. Receptionist desk. Logo. Monitor.
Sometimes they show Tessa's videos there.
Yeah, the
The most recent one we shot was me splitting watermelon on the beach.
I want to see.
Promotional videos of the talent term. Something tells me this guy is going to be the more interesting thing to check.
What? The anemone aliens are attacking? This isn't good. We need a Mr. Bear. Vroom vroom. Hurry! We need to fly to Yosemite National Park. Pow! Pew! Pepperoncino!
I was going to make a joke, but is this guy referencing Fate Grand Order?
Let's pretend we didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them... It could just be a coincidence. FGO just pulls out influences from tons of different stuff, including whatever the creator was into at the time. Hence, hey, at least one story chapter was all about golden trees around the time Elden Ring came out. Probably just a coincidence, but still funny.
Slurp, slurp.
It's not so, bah.
Those noodles are really long.
Stop. Do not interact with him.
Why not?
I recognize him. He is a Kumakura, but there's something abnormal about him.
What do you want? You got a problem?
No, I was just wondering what you were doing here.
Why am I here? Duh, Iomonte.
Iomonte?
Hit it in the head and you can hear the sound of civilization.
Okay, now it's not making...
Hurry, rise. Hey, wake up, old man Shamo. Old man Shamo.
So yeah.
Old man Shamo. Rager.
I told you no.
Still. Yeah, alien. Oh, it's not an anemone alien. Mr. Bear is a recurring thing there. 70 minutes. The recurring character. Yeah, it's just a coincidence because it's not the anemone aliens. Okay, yeah, guess I have something on the mind I shouldn't have worried about. First magazines are displayed.
Special regarding wireworms. Mizuki, can you steal it for me later?
I'm the president here. I don't need to steal.
Oh yeah, she could just confiscate it if she wanted for whatever reason.
Mizuki, look! It's a Ceratocanthus! Yay! Go, Ceratocanthus!
Aiba loves bugs. Tama can't stand them though. Big window. So Oda.
Huh? Did you want to ask me something?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, come on! Can't you ask me something like, why are you here?
You're just waiting for Iris, aren't you?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we need it. Although it's funny, so many of the characters have changed over the years, yet Shoma looks exactly the same. I imagine that is no coincidence. Stupid Oda with his stupid hair. Iris, our top moneymaker. She's full of energy as usual.
I'm not an informant, you know.
Uh-huh.
I know, but you're always on top of gossip and rumors.
Well, if that's what you're looking for.
You got something?
Remember when I told you about the video 2 days ago?
The nirvanA trial, right? And that many people have gone missing after watching the video.
Yeah, that. I heard there's something big going down.
Something big?
Recently, we've been hearing rumors from all over Japan. A bunch of people have started acting really weird.
That is accurate. National news stations are beginning to report on this phenomenon.
So yeah, that virus is getting out.
Well, what do you mean by acting weird?
Like people who start dancing for no reason, smash glass windows in stores.
Some people have been reported rolling up and down the streets, or hitting their heads on light poles.
Crap, now they're all going into QR testing. Also, why does that person in the bottom middle look like a Danganronpa character? None of the others do.
Standing in the middle of an intersection for tens of hours.
Running into a wall over and over and over again. Yeah. Jumping off rooftops.
Crap, is there another, market crash going on?
Are you saying this was all caused by the nirvanA trial?
Yeah.
All those people started acting strangely after watching the video.
Aiba, does that video have some kind of mind control effect?
No, it does not. After all, you saw the video as well.
Yeah, but don't forget Mizuki isn't a normal person, exactly.
Good point, and I'm as normal as ever.
It's possible that her modifications might also have given her some level of resistance.
Hey, about that guy. What's he doing?
Oh, he might be acting weird because the virus got to him as well.
I don't know. He was here when I got here.
There's something wrong with him. Is he doing hard drugs or something?
No, it's the nirvanA trial.
He'll hear you.
I think it might have been good that we took notice of him because I think
no, he's coming over.
Told you.
You saw the video too?
What?
The nirvanA trial.
I did. Yeah.
So you must have went there.
Where?
Let me just tell you this. The practice run will be done on the rooftop of Misatan.
Practice run.
Later.
He became lucid for precisely long enough to say that.
Whew. Glad nothing happened.
I wonder if he saw the video too.
Seems so. So the rumors were true.
Watching the video makes you go crazy?
Yeah.
I am curious about what he said.
Yeah, the fact he was lucid while saying it means that it's not ramblings like before.
The practice run will be done on the rooftop of Misatan. But then again, calling him scatterbrained would be charitable.
Yeah, but that was also before we figured this whole part out, so,
We probably do not need to put too much stock into what he said.
Thinking about it isn't gonna get us anywhere.
Anyway, Iris and Ocha, I'm gonna get going.
Okay, see ya!
Good luck with the investigation.
Ikume's Shrine, huh? I think the Misatan's definitely something we should be visiting, though, to be sure. Sun's going down. I continued my investigation with Aiba, but I couldn't find any more leads. I headed here to Akumi's Shrine to go over the information we gathered so far. Alright, so what's next? As soon as I got here, a suspicious group of people caught my attention. Nice members.
They're nice.
Specifically, the armed group that went into hiding.
What are they doing here?
Why don't you interrogate them?
I don't think they're just gonna answer me.
In that case...
I forgot to clean my belly button.
Who cares about your belly button?
Use a wash above them before worshipping at the shrine.
We can use that tree to... Sorry, can't think of anything.
What is your plan?
There's a tree here, so climbing it to get out of attention won't be.
Praying!
Mizuki, this is no time to mess around.
We can throw the stone monument at them.
Sure, good luck with that.
I mean, we could, but it might be better to hide behind it. Wink sync. Alright, let's see if we can scan with the JoJo pose. Let's go.
I'm looking forward to the rehearsal tonight. I'll rock it with TC Purge and the Warhead. We shoot this up, and...
TC Purge? Terror wrote about the same thing.
There's one thing I needed, being created by this very facility. TC Purge, what a wonderful
If it's
virus.
implemented into a rocket, it would cause TC Purge to spread. Airborne.
Where are they gonna shoot off a rocket?
Likely not around here. I searched the area with X-ray, but I did not find anything of that nature.
Then... Hey, excuse me.
What do you want?
I want to ask you something. Where's the rocket at?
Could you be less subtle? You are supposed to be a detective.
How do you know about it?
Who cares how? Yeah, because now that you know...
Wait, hold on. Are we gonna fight? Just so you know, I'm really strong. When I was in elementary school, I kicked down a tree.
Wait a minute. I've seen you before.
Yep, that's me. We fought at the cathedral 6 years ago, right? So you do remember. Anyway, you and your goon should really back off.
You're just one little girl.
And now that you know our secret, we can't just let you leave.
Yeah. Let's do this.
I'm gonna be leaving either leaving you behind or leaving your corpses behind. Choose well.
Fine. Alright, bring it on.
We're probably gonna get quick time events
You
here.
should take us more seriously.
Let's go.
I think she's taking them about as seriously as they deserve.
Are you okay?
You?
We'll talk later. Let's handle them first. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, Mizuki keeps letting her guard down.
Iva! Allow me to assist.
We're only controlling Mizuki, so I don't believe we'll get any for this mysterious masked person.
Oh? Hmm.
Damn it. The rehearsal is soon. We can't waste any more time here. Screw it. Let's just get out of here.
Hey! You're going nowhere! What happened? Are you okay?
It's fine. It'll pass. Don't worry about me. Go after them.
What?
They're gone. Damn.
Wow, they're fast. Fortunately, this does also mean we can't really follow them. Aeolian Garden.
Why didn't you chase after them? You should have just left me.
No, I couldn't do that. Anyway, why come here?
I find comfort here. I was raised at Iowan.
What?
Aeolian Dormitory. There's a big tree here. Sandbox here. Clock. A sandcastle slide. Swing set. Jungle gym. You're raised here?
Yes. I spent a few years of my youth here.
I was gonna say maybe they're the missing kid, but no, the missing kid was supposed to be male, so... But then again, it said there's been kidnapping kids for a while, so it's entirely possible more have just been swept under the rug. I wouldn't even be surprised if Chikara was requiring Ada to give him kids every so often.
But I wasn't here 24 hours a day. For a few days out of the week. They had me at a research facility.
You mean?
Yeah. Horadori Institute. But one day they went out of commission. I never went back.
So that was over 15 years ago then. How long were you at Iowa?
The children here ultimately got adopted, but unfortunately I didn't.
Do you know why?
I'm blind in one eye. And you saw the condition of my heart earlier. Frail children aren't really in high demand.
But you did get adopted, right?
Yeah. When I was 15, long story short, a lot happened. And I decided to live my new life with my adopted family.
Adopted at 15 is pretty high, is actually a lot further. At that point, you're pretty close to adulthood. Not as much as 16 or 17. And obviously 18 is when you hit proper adulthood, but when you're adopted that late, that means you don't really have much childhood left.
So you were here until you were 15?
No. I was only here till I was 9. From the ages of 9 to 15, I was raised by a different family. I really got along with my new sibling. Looking back at it, those 6 years were the most peaceful of my life.
Oh, is this Kizzy's missing older sister?
I told you that I'm investigating the genome research, right?
Yeah, you did. You said, I want to know who did this to me.
My guess is on Chikara, if only because at this point I would be willing to blame it all on Chikara. I wouldn't even be surprised if everything Terror was up to was because of Chikara. Like I said, at this point, like I said in the last stream, at this point I have more sympathy for the devil himself than Chikara.
I was a subject of their experiments. I guess you can call me a designer baby. I don't even know my real parents. I was the result of artificial insemination and genome manipulation. But because of that, my physical abilities exceed that of a regular human. I hear it's a side effect of eternal youth and life. Not that I'm grateful for it.
I guess that would also explain why, despite the 6-year difference, no, well, Shoma doesn't look any different either. So some people might not have changed in that
Just
6
like
years.
me. The price I had to pay was too high. I was born with a blind left eye and heart issues. I was told I wouldn't last long.
I see.
Well, you did, so that's some small blessing, right?
Thank you for sharing that with me. Why did you suddenly decide to tell me?
I felt like it.
You felt like it? Then can you tell me more?
No,
Why not?
I've talked enough about me.
Enough? But there's still so many questions. Why did you help me? Who even are you?
I don't want you to get involved.
I think it's a little late for that, I'm
What do
afraid.
you mean by that? Why are you so protective of me?
Oh no, if it's heart problems.
Are you having another seizure?
It's from the fight earlier. It's not a big deal. I just need to rest a little bit.
She's out.
Perfect. Why not take her to Abyss HQ and sink into her?
What? What are you talking about? She has a bad heart. What if she dies?
Calm down, Mizuki. She's unconscious, but her vital signs are stable. If we are careful with her, there will not be any issues.
Now, sync can be intense on a person's
Are you
mental
sure?
strain, but
I can guarantee there is no danger in syncing with her.
Fine. Let's go.
hate to be intrusive against someone's will like this, but this is the only way we're gonna get information.
She still has her mask on.
There is nothing we can do. It is attached with NASA-grade adhesive.
I can still sink into her, right?
Of course. As long as there are holes for her eyes.
Which there
But
are.
shouldn't you be worried about something else?
Oh right, the 6 minutes.
What do you mean?
Boss, you know syncing without permission is prohibited. If she finds out, she'll make you shave your head.
I don't have a choice. Not my fault she's out in Kabukicho drinking margaritas.
Seems like she took pewter with her too.
Jeez, what are those two thinking?
Oh, of course she and Pewter went out drinking when we have a job to do.
We still have to solve the HB case.
A new philosophy behind government work, I suppose. They prioritize saving work for themselves over apprehending criminals.
That sucks.
I agree. Shall I give you the usual warning?
Skip it.
As you wish. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, we should be able to get something here. Of course. Once again, I am absolutely not surprised Chikara is behind this.
This place is... What? What is this?
Aiba, you okay?
Mizuki, what is happening here?
I don't know. The sink started and it was like this.
What is going on?
Can you move?
No, I cannot remove the restraints. I saw Chikara earlier. Is this his doing?
Also, I would have predicted his involvement even if he wasn't clearly visible because, well...
Another day of these examinations.
Oh.
I don't want my bones broken again.
Examinations? Broken bones?
He was just casually breaking bones for his experiments.
The vice. We need to get out of here. Ah! Somnium stance, activate!
Mental lock. That looks like a J, not a 1. Mental lock number 5? S? Lock 3. Oh, so that is a 2. Okay, so they're just not, No, that's mental lock number 2. Masked woman's trapped in a nightmare. If she can escape her trauma, the truth shall be revealed.
My arm! You gotta force it!
Hurrah! Sorry, I was hitting the space so often. Destroy the restraints. Mental lock 1. Run from the bone strength test. Destroy the restraints. Stop the nerve gas experiments. Nerve gas?!
Close! What's with this dream?
No fractures today.
She's holding her wrist. The same spot as you, Iba.
In this Somnium, we play her part.
These aren't exams. These are just human experiments.
I'm gonna hydrate real quick. Alright, let's go.
Nothing more than a tortured lab rat.
That's why she referred to herself as a rat before in the Ryuki timeline.
No. I have to get out of here.
So they call this examinations.
Huh? What now?
What are you doing? Stay right there.
He's coming. We need to hide.
He? Chikara?
Iba, you should hide.
But where?
Let's find something.
Real-time countdown.
Did I make it in time?
What is that? It's gross.
Wow, it is quite psychedelic.
I can't be surprised she sees him as a monster. I mean, he pretty much is.
Well. She's not here. Where are you hiding? Here? Not here. Where are you?
There's only so many hiding spots here.
It's dark. I can't see a thing. Why are you running from me? All I want to do is break your bones. It's an important test. We can discover how quickly you can heal.
That's terrible.
Let's use this whole room.
So this is
He's gone.
So this is the nerve gas experiment. Oh. And remember, it was found out that the ventilation is shitty in the room.
Smoke?
can't take any more of this.
The smoke. Nerve gas.
That's not good. Use that for experiments?
It appears that way. We need to stop the device.
Destroy their strengths. Horadori found the hiding children and took them. They were subject to cruel experiments and made them pass out.
A respirator. Gas is coming out.
Turn
Is
off.
there no power button?
I can't find anything like that. Perhaps for the masked woman, this particular event is inevitable.
Well, maybe we need to ventilate it instead. Huh? A vent.
Take the lid off.
We might be able to vent the air if you open the lid.
It does not reach.
Maybe if we stack
Mizuki, that small vent is not to mention this gas is heavier than air. It will collect closer to the floor without some kind of vacuum.
Okay, we'll think of something else.
Chikara experimented on it. It was traumatic and stayed with her.
A respirator.
Suck up the gas.
Iva, the other way.
I see. Going to try the other way.
Suck up gas.
Iva, are you okay? You don't look too good.
Speak with experiments.
A vent.
Get out of there.
Iva, you and your A cup should fit in there just fine.
You think these are A cups? I have more of a chest than you do.
What? You need to check your math on that.
I did. Anyway, I cannot fit in the vent.
Oh, the gas.
An air duct.
Throw something.
Toward the air duct?
Yeah. Is there anything?
There is a bottle here.
Yeah.
No.
Is there anything?
Not that I can see. An air duct.
Jump on.
Iva, look. The gas is getting sucked into the duct.
It must be an exhaust duct.
If we open it up more of the gas should get sucked out. Yeah, we did it!
We did indeed.
Stop the cruel experiments or go after the results of the cruel experiments. We have a path split now.
Always meddling in my business.
Alright, so we have a path split. It's been a while since we got one of those, so we were due.
Subject. I'll bring a light with me. I'm going to search everywhere.
We need to hide again.
He said he was going to bring a light this time. We have to think carefully. Oh.
Lemon, she wasn't able to escape as a child.
Let's hope he doesn't find you.
Now, where did you hide this time?
Alright, so yeah.
I can't run.
Iva, get a hold of yourself!
I still need to go here.
What?
Alright, I wasted too much time on the first one anyway, so I need to do this. Chikara finds you and... I'm using up too much time anyway, so I need to...
An air duct.
Stop the nerve gas experiments. On top of...
Here.
Does it hurt? It hurts, doesn't it? I always wanted to do a nerve gas resistance test. Now, look at what we've learned. Running is futile. Where will you run to with that defective body of yours? And that foolish little brain? You're probably hiding here. Not here. No.
Luckily, no one looks up unless they're given a reason to, so we should be fine.
It's not my fault I'm defective. It's all because of you. This pain and fear I wanted to destroy.
The flashbacks and the present are being mixed up.
So she was experimented on when she was a child.
It's horrible, but we kind of figured that was
So
going on.
cruel.
Fine. If I can't find her, I'll start with this one. How much can you endure, child? What was the password? Oh, right. When my son was born, what did I say about it? An 8-letter word.
Oh, she knows his password.
No. Rabbit is in pain. I need to save it.
That's no ordinary stuffed animal. We need to save it.
Chikara is still there.
Let's go down.
Roger that.
Yeah, he's clearly too
He
distracted to
hasn't
notice.
noticed us yet.
We should not make any large... Huh?
I can't run.
Aiba, get a hold.
Oh, I just got an instant retry.
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
We did it. But we need to be careful.
Isn't this one of those?
Yes. It
Can we do?
For chemicals.
Bottles of chemical.
That would break the device.
Yeah, it's
This bottle...
Try throwing it.
Like here?
Damn it, where is the manual?
Yeah, we did it.
Real-time countdown.
The PC should free.
Turn it off.
There is no power, no cable.
Can you shut it down?
I cannot find that.
When she was young, she probably didn't. So maybe that's...
Chikara,
Then rewrite the program.
Rewrite the program and mess with this experiment.
this is a simple program. Easy.
I can't let you get put through any more pain. I need to protect you. No matter what.
That rabbit must symbolize someone else going through the same experiments. They were supporting one another as victims of the same trauma.
So she wanted to protect someone.
Strange.
What is?
Her objective. Chikara is already dead. Revenge is no longer an option. There is no point in continuing to involve herself in this case.
Yeah, good point. She's still around.
Oh yeah. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, she's Chikaru's already killed by terror. She should probably, if all she wanted was revenge, she should go, well, serves you right, and moved on with her life, but she hasn't, so something is still going on.
Is there another reason?
The master wouldn't care for someone more than herself.
Huh? It reset.
If we enter the right line,
What should I enter?
do you remember what?
When my son was born, an 8-letter.
What can that... He has not noticed me yet, but we have no time to waste. Let's try it.
Eight-letter word. I'm getting the sense this is also something we're gonna have to figure out from another path. Son was born. What was it I said about it?
How would I know?
When my son was born, what was it I said about it?
I honestly don't know. He seems to have no... Yeah, judging by the fact he insists he has no legitimate children, and he puts the experiments above all else, I highly doubt he has any actual emotional connection to others, so...
This is new information.
Halt to the experiments. Put together.
Huh? What are you doing, you insubordinate test subject?
We need to hide.
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
We need...
Here.
I don't think this is a good hiding spot, actually. Alright, well, yeah, we need to hide together, it says.
I need to protect them. No matter what.
Aiba, get a hold of
You swore to protect them, putting them first.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
What are you... Huh?
I need to protect.
Huh? Guess it...
Huh?
Oh wow, he's accidentally put the wrong thing in there.
Here.
Hide inside with the rabbit. Hid with the rabbit. So someone she's still protecting, but who? Is it terror? Protect no matter
Right
what.
here. It's not opening.
We hold it shut, then.
If you're not going to come out, then watch what happens.
Oh no, the poor bunny.
Test subjects who don't obey shall be punished. Don't you know? The hole will repair itself. Theoretical.
Wait, they have regeneration abilities.
Let's see if that hypothesis is correct.
That sound. So scary. I don't want to hurt anymore. I need to protect the rabbit. No matter what.
No choice.
Okay.
Beat up Chikara.
Nice, Aiba.
Now's our chance. There's no switch. Huh? Mizuki, what do we do?
Remove restraints.
You're a bad.
I need to protect.
Alright, we're gonna have to restart from the beginning because we ran out of retries there. I'm not sure exactly when it lets me retry with the mulligan or when it doesn't, but... Alright, we're gonna fast forward through this if that's alright with everyone. Alright, let's go through Somnium scan time. Chikara finds you. And I can't see anything because it's too dark.
An air gun.
Alright, so whoever this rabbit represents, they're still around. It's also possible that it's Terror.
Huh? Yes, it was.
We did it.
Huh? Yes, it.
We cannot distract him.
Huh? Yes.
All right.
Huh?
I can't.
Can't just run from him. Alright, so yeah, this one's not costing me anything.
Huh? Yes, it was.
All right. We do. Isn't this? Yes. We.
Or chemicals.
The piece you free.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
We need to.
Huh? Yes, it.
We need.
Yes, it was nothing.
Really?
Huh? Yes.
Or can wrap.
Huh? Yes, it was.
Or can wrap. He.
They're hid with the rabbit. Protect no matter what. Beat up Chikara. That seems like the most straightforward way to handle this.
Nice. Now's our. There's.
Stop the drill.
She said that she'd protect them, no matter what.
I understand. We have no choice.
Iva, your hands!
That's gotta...
It's fine, you can stop!
This is not because of your order. And I am not in control either.
It's because the...
It hurts. I do not know how much more I can stand, but... She would have done anything to protect the rabbit.
That's right. We're reliving her memories, so this is what she actually did.
This is her will. This is her dearest wish.
That's what means that's what she actually did in order to stop it.
You're nothing but a defense. An imbecile.
You're so stupid. Even if I wanted to avoid his experiments, I couldn't break his machines. I couldn't fight back. But things are different now.
The drill broke.
Examination over. I will protect them. I won't let you hurt them.
The nirvanA initiative is proceeding as planned.
Oh, so whatever they want.
Humanity will eventually reach moksha.
Protected with determination. Mental Lock 5. So now we know why. The nirvanA Project is threatening the person she cares about. Oh, actually, I have a lot of time left over. Huh, I didn't realize that. Inevitability. Hell. Oh, that's not incredibly ominous.
I'm sorry, but I looked into your head. Into your dream, to be more technical about it. I want to ask you a few things. Is that okay?
You've already brought me here. It's a little late to ask for permission. Or were you intending we play some card games here or something?
Well, if you're a fan of children's card games, I wouldn't be against it. The masked woman, she seems to be doing better. A pipe. Camera for recording the interrogations. Table. Reflected in a two-way mirror. That mask is really stylish.
Where'd you get it? I want one too.
What?
What are you trying to do here, Mizuki?
I wanted to lighten the mood. I thought you would open up a little.
What? Mysterious person in the Somnium.
There was a person that appeared in your dreams. He said this.
The nirvanA initiative is proceeding as planned.
Is that terror, or is terror the person she's protecting?
Humanity will eventually reach moksha.
However, they're separate from the rabbit, which means whoever is responsible for this nirvanA initiative, they're threatening the rabbit.
That was terror, wasn't it? Which means you've met him. Why aren't you answering?
Because I don't want to.
Why not?
Because I don't.
About the nirvanA initiative.
Unfortunately, I don't know any specifics. All I know is the plan. To cause a worldwide simultaneous bug. And have all of humanity reach moksha.
Alright, so the entire goal is to infect the virus to cause people to basically all do their QA testing at once in hopes of finding a seam that they will eventually use to tear through and escape.
That's the gist of it.
But what does that mean? I don't understand.
I don't either. All I know is that's their plan.
Nice?
Yes, but ever since Tokiko was killed, their plans have become even more shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, who's their leader now that Tokiko's gone? Chikara's gone too, so Order of Percent might potentially be in on it too, or they might not.
I don't understand it. I told you everything I can share with you right now. Now let me go.
I can't just let you leave.
Why? Do you want to play card games?
Well, I mean, if you're offering.
Some bridge, maybe.
Oh, bridge. I actually don't think I've played that before. I played quite a few different standard 52 deck card games, but I don't think that's one of them.
Mizuki, I do not think we can get any more information from her. We should think this through.
Think what through?
Where we are headed next. When we wink synced into that Nye's member at the shrine, he said this.
I'm looking forward to the rehearsal tonight. A rocket with TC Purge and the warhead.
And Terror's diary said,
The nirvanA Initiative. I'm going to make it a reality. TC Purge is a wonderful virus.
So tonight's rehearsal is for
the nirvanA Initiative?
It is true we do not know the details, but they are almost certainly connected.
And that strange
But
person.
we don't know where to go.
True.
Rehearsal. Oh, I remember!
Exactly.
The practice run will be done on the rooftop of Misatan.
Let me just tell you this.
Hey, where are you going? I'm not a suspect. If you don't let me go, it's illegal detention.
That is correct.
Fine, come with me.
At the very least, it sounds like she wants to stop the nirvanA Initiative as much as we do, and we need as many allies we can get here, so let's bring her along. I came to Misatan with the masked woman. I gave her all the details on the car ride over. We came to the rooftop when something caught my eye.
Ryuki, what are you doing here?
Oh, Mizuki, I'm here for the investigation, of course.
I sense some
Is she
tension
glaring
here.
at Ryuki?
Her heart rate is rising. She seems agitated by something.
Why?
Unknown.
She knows Ryuki's been infected.
I have to protect him before something terrible happens.
What? I do not know what he means either.
Why are you here?
Like I said earlier, I'm here for the investigation. I got some important info. Here, on the rooftop, something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's already been infected by it.
It looks like something terrible has already happened to you, Ryuki.
True.
Are you okay?
What do you mean?
You don't seem well, physically or mentally.
I'm fine. If anything, I'm feeling good.
That smile is just making me less and less,
It's all right now, because I am here! Half might! Ultra +1!
I really should check out My Hero Academia at some point, if only because it's popular and mainstream, and I haven't actually done much with anime or manga lately. And nothing wrong with going to something that is fairly popular. If anything, it can make a nice foot in the door to some other stuff. Although you always gotta, it's always good to check out indies as well. That sounded really weird offline. That really sounds really weird, didn't it? Let me start again. The reason I'm considering is because usually if something's popular, it's popular for a reason, you know? Even if I don't like it, I'll probably see why it was popular. And that's my logic. Yeah, I could have put that better. Clearly I'm as exhausted as Ryuki then.
You see?
No. Apparently you've lost it so much, I'm losing it too. You're so messed up, you're messing up your own player, Ryuki.
Mr. Date seemed well too.
What?
I saw him earlier.
What are you talking about?
He was probably hallucinating. Pay it no mind.
No, Tama. This pretty much, if there was any doubt in my mind before, this is completely gone. It's completely gone now. This means he's absolutely been hit by that virus. In fact, he might have even been the test run for
As I
it.
instructed before, it is generally better to not challenge those kinds of delusions, or else
the symptoms might get worse.
He's looking at the Ferris wheel.
Mizuki, why not talk to Ryuki first?
Yeah, there's obviously something wrong.
I'm waiting.
Waiting?
For it to come down.
What do you mean? Hey, are you listening to me?
He's clearly in his own world at this point.
Oh well. Let's just leave Ryuki be for now.
Right. Hey, bastard.
You.
Huh? What?
Is that necessary?
Why did you do that? Why did you punch him out of nowhere like that?
Yeah.
I kicked him too.
That's not the point.
It's not like I hit him in a weak spot.
That's not an answer.
I haven't gotten him back for 6 years ago.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, where is the rocket? We need to find it or else...
What the?
Mizuki.
I know.
Of course, she has to talk constantly in riddles. Ferris wheel has to be tied to this somehow.
Is that the rocket?
That would look awfully cute flying through the sky.
Awfully cute flying through the sky. There aren't any rockets here.
Maybe that thing can fly.
Even if it could, it's not a rocket.
Bench. Flower bed. Flowers are in bloom. Street light. None of them are on.
Could that be the rocket?
Maybe it would fly if it had a little brown alien in a basket.
Oh yeah. It's a it's like a bike pedal, so it needs, and that's an ET reference, yes. Bear ride. It is not a rocket. A stage used for events.
There!
The rocket. Mizuki.
Yeah!
We have to disable it. They could fire it off at any point, so... I had the feeling we wouldn't be able to stop in time. So that was just a test run to see if it would work. They did say it was just rehearsal, so they're testing it to make sure the rockets work. And now that they've confirmed that it does work, I don't mind checking out mainstream stuff here and there, just because, well, like I said, it's usually popular for a reason. But of course, that doesn't necessarily mean I like it. Some have been hits, some are misses, but that's just how it goes in general. Department store, Misatan. Visions. That is not any good.
Andes Komeiji. This is the left half of the man named Yonaharu Enda.
Interesting. So the fact we're finding them in order, yeah, this definitely implies that Terror knew we'd find. Almost implies that Terror knew we'd find the lab before, and that's why he made sure Tokiko's body would be there. But how could he? Remember, how could he guess something like that?
What does this mean? What is it doing here?
We should investigate. Then we can discuss what we have learned. Before inspecting the body, we should question the people around.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. It is tough coming out here so early in the morning.
Yeah, but what can you do? It's the job. Well, to me, it's more than a job. It's my life. And I'm dedicated to solving this case. This is personal.
I see. I can tell you're really committed to this.
You really shouldn't be taking cases personal, but I don't think that's avoidable at this point. Simply because, well, whatever this is tied to Nyes, it's tied to the Horadori Institute, and the Horadori Institute is the entire reason Mizuki even exists now. Anyone tell?
Komeji's time of death is around 10 o'clock on the 13th. He didn't have anything on him.
Once again, 6 years separate, yet supposedly died.
I guess it goes without saying, but the cause of death is the same as all the previous victims. No sign of hair, fingerprints, not even footprints. As a precaution, I've tested the area with luminol reagents. I thought maybe we could find Terror's prints.
Luminol reagents emit light when they react to the iron in blood. Consider an imperceptibly small bloodstain, or old bloodstains that have been cleaned up or otherwise removed over time.
It's a really nice detective tool.
Luminol will allow us to detect such things.
Yeah, I know. Boss beat that kind of stuff into me like a million times.
Unfortunately, the sun is out. It's too bright to see anything, really. I'll look again after we set up some shade.
Give chocolate. I took some chocolate and handed to the officer.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored.
The chocolate I gave you just now was bought in bulk by Mizuki last night. Today's Valentine's Day. Mizuki said, I give a guy a 10-yen chocolate and they get really happy about it, then they'll do anything I ask them. She's a terrible woman. You find anything?
At a scene like this, I'm almost more stunned than I am upset. Not even a hair of evidence left behind. Terra must be meticulous.
About the body.
Andy's Kameji's left half. I don't know how it's possible.
The detective. On his mind. I don't think we've looked into his mind very much lately. In the general sense, I mean, not just lately.
I wish I could play some games with my phone.
And gift.
What is this?
It's Valentine's Day, so...
This doesn't mean anything. You can't get on my good side with this.
He seems really happy about this.
This is too easy.
This is too easy. Any leads?
Yeah, two things stick out to me. 3 days ago, 1 a.m. on the 11th, this department store experienced a building-wide power outage. Someone cut the cable.
That explains why there was no lights except for the one that was to draw our attention, I suppose.
What else?
Security guard told me a funny story. I recorded it. It's up on the cloud.
I'll listen now. Iba?
Got it. I'll play it.
4 hours after the power outage, so like 5 o'clock in the morning on the 11th, someone walked by the security room at the rear entrance. They were pulling something on wheels.
What was it?
I don't know, everything was dark because of the power outage. I didn't see their face either. I couldn't hit it with a flashlight fast enough. Anyway, they broke in and climbed up the stairs. I went after them, but they got the jump on me halfway up the stairs. They pushed me over. I fell down the stairs and blacked out.
Do you know where they might have been going?
My guess is the rooftop. I heard them muttering under their breath. Rooftop. Rooftop. I need to get the bow.
The bow?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. But they weren't speaking very clearly. I couldn't really hear. I think they were really drunk. I could smell alcohol the whole time I was chasing after them.
Oh no, I think that might have actually been Ryuki, because remember, he was incredibly drunk and we know he's being mind-controlled to some degree.
Was it a man or a woman?
Sounded like a man.
What about the department store? Anything stolen? Broken?
No, nothing.
Do you have footage?
No. The power outage caused the security system to go down. This all went down 3 days ago in the early morning, and the same thing happened this time around.
You mean about the power cable?
Yeah, cut again. Around 4 a.m. this morning. So they let the same thing happen twice. How moronic.
Yeah, the first time.
Mizuki, search around here later. We should talk to them.
Talk to them first. Who first found Kameji's body?
The security guard here. He was patrolling the rooftop amusement park this morning and found it. That was around an hour ago, so 6 a.m.
After that, we got some more intel on the situation from Abyss.
That's how I ended up here.
This is quite curious. What exactly happened on the 11th?
Power outage happened at 1 a.m., right? And 4 hours later, a suspicious person went up to the rooftop amusement park.
That was most likely to place the explosives,
Mizuki,
the rockets.
Let's investigate.
Got it.
Before we begin, Let me inform you of something. The inspector said that he covered the area with luminol reagent, correct? Usually, the naked eye could detect a reaction so long as the area was dark. But because it is currently bright out, that is impossible.
He did say they were going to set up shade or something.
We do not need to wait for that. Luminol reactions are a type of oxidation. Oxidation releases heat very faintly.
Oh, so we can use the heat
So
vision.
we can see it using thermo.
Correct.
Got it. Let me look around.
Virtual reality activation.
There's something at the bottom of the trash can.
Something stuffed inside a plastic bag. Take it out.
You want me to dig through trash?
If you don't want to get fired from Abyss, then you might end up really having to dig through trash.
Huh.
Ugh, jeez. This was in the plastic bag.
Clothes, shoes, and a coat hanger. The clothes and shoes seem to be for a man.
There's nothing in the pockets. There's no way of telling who this belonged to.
That style of hanger is commonly used for travel, the type that comes with a suitcase.
Suitcase?
Indeed.
There's no suitcase around here. Or rather, we should be looking for a suitcase. Ah, so when the cart was taken here, the body was left behind. Unfortunately, I am pretty confident this is Ryuki.
Is this a luminol reaction?
Yes. As I explained, the reaction emits heat, which is why you can see it.
So that means there was a blood stain here in this shape.
Not was, is a trace amount of blood, invisible to the naked eye.
What is the shape, though?
You can't tell?
Could it be...
It's the shape of the left half of someone's body.
But it's not Kameji, right? The body shape and height are different.
Indeed. It must be from another body. Judging by the rate of oxidation, the body must have been placed here sometime between the 10th and the 11th.
Wait a minute. I wonder, is Terror actually two different halves of different people depending on when we find him? That would explain why he has to dump each half of the body as he's used... No, but, well... That would mean he had the left half of someone here, and now he's using the right half and slowly going through these others. It would... If the... let me just take a step back. Basically, if my theory is working here, that would mean that basically the reason the left half is found is because they were in use, and they died later because they were already... They died later, 6 years later, because they were still being used for something.
Whose body was it?
Unknown. We would need to run DNA tests.
And even then, they'd have to be in the system.
In any case, the victim's body was severed in half. The culprit is no doubt Terror. And it was likely Terror that brought the body here.
It's also possible there's multiple different terrors, I guess, but we can worry... So far, we have no need to assume that, so right now we'll assume it's one, but it's possible that basically the reason these left halves appear to have a very recent time of death, despite the right half being found 6 years ago, is because they were in use prior. So they weren't sent through time, they were being used. If so, then that's actually, honestly, in some ways, that might even be harder to swallow than being sent forward through time. But I guess the possibility these halves were being used before is not impossible. But that still means why would the person need to replace them? Or I guess that could go back to Chikara's experience where two halves were used to create a different person and a much more optimal person in general.
Is this another luminol reaction?
Footprints and what appear to be wheel tracks. The prints were made by dress shoes or loafers. The tracks are probably from a suitcase.
There are no
Traveling
tracks
suitcase.
leading up to the body print.
So...
Someone must have pulled the suitcase over it.
After moving the body?
Correct. Or else the traces would not be there.
Right.
Someone passed through the body print while pulling a suitcase.
Hey, about that other body, the one that isn't Komeiji. Let's just call it A. A's body was put there sometime between the 10th and the 11th, right?
Right.
So the person with the suitcase.
4 hours after the power outage, so like 5 o'clock in the morning on the 11th, someone walked by the security room at the rear entrance. They were pulling something on wheels.
Your thinking is correct. It is safe to say the owner of the suitcase was the intruder at 5 a.m. on the 11th. Let us call them S.
Are S and Terror the same person?
I believe that to be highly unlikely.
Why?
Let's retrace everything. Misaton lost power at 1 a.m. on the 11th. It was most likely Terror who cut the power cable. While the security guard was investigating the cause, they infiltrated the rooftop amusement park. That is probably when they put A's left half there and left. 4 hours later, at 5 a.m., S arrived on the scene.
The owner of the suitcase, right? S pushed the security guard down the stairs and came here.
S found A's left half. What do you think they did next?
Move the clothes from the suitcase.
I think they opened their suitcase, then took out their clothes, shoes, and the hanger. They put those in the plastic bag and threw it away in the trash can.
You know, I just realized, if my theory that these halves are being used to create a new person, that means that, technically speaking, despite Chikara losing his two halves, he could still be alive. Because remember, the entire organs and everything were taken out. That would mean that he's been using these, creating a new body for himself each and every time. In that case, this nightmare of his, the nightmare he's been causing is not over yet. That sounds really ridiculous, even for the science fiction this kind of game this game has been going for so far. But at the same time, like I said, I'd have more sympathy for the devil himself than Chikara at this point. I would not put it past, and his entire goal was to create and basically become immortal. And one way to become immortal is simply to transfer your insides to a new body every so often. In that case, would Terror really be working with him? After all, well, Terror does not seem to think very highly of him. But we'll see. And all I know is if the madness truly isn't over, we're gonna have to do something, because yeah, he's been doing this for far too long. We have to stop him. He's truly still gone. Crap, I thought he was terrible even after he was already dead, but if it turns out he was in fact still alive and simply body hopping somehow with these new halves, because this is just a whole other case of madness.
Why did they do that?
In order to make room in the suitcase?
What was their objective?
Exchange the body. Why do they need to make room? Put the body in there, of course. To put A's left half in the suitcase.
In order to put A's left half in the suitcase.
That's right.
It wouldn't have fit otherwise.
Yep, I got it.
And then?
A's left half in the suitcase and ran off with it.
They put A's left half into the suitcase, then took it with them. That's how the blood patterns we saw got there.
I see.
I know I just explained the how, but I don't get the why.
We can think about the why later. We should prioritize confirming the facts.
Yeah, I'm with Iba on this. At the end of the day, my speculation is just that, speculation. What we need to focus on now is the fact that a body was moved and Komeiji's was put there in its place.
Now for the main event.
Main event?
Oh, you know. The filming.
What are we filming?
My very important movie.
Oh, we're doing that again.
You will play the part of S. Let us begin. Ready? Action!
However, we still have
It
to
is
be careful. It could
currently
very well be
1 a.m.
Ryuki
on the
helping
11th.
Terror because, well, as we've established, if he does have the virus, if they were testing it on him, they'd be able to control him.
Our story begins with Terror placing the left half of A's body upon the stage. And 4 hours later, the mysterious S enters the scene, dragging along a rolling suitcase.
Oh, I'm so drunk.
Right. According to the security guard, S was intoxicated. Bravo! You've perfectly incorporated that detail into S's backstory. Outstanding.
What is this? What is this doing here?
Brilliant! Fun Dance Film Festival, here we come.
I don't know why, but I have a sudden urge for takeout. But I can't take it home like this. I know. I'll put it in here.
I admit I might be putting a bit too much stock into the idea that
Now
Ryuki's
that the
being
suitcase
controlled,
is
but I guess
empty.
part of me would rather him being controlled because it's a lot easier to forgive the terrible things he's been doing if he was being compelled to do them by an outside force. It could be he's just that awful of an officer.
I just gotta... Alright. See you later.
Bravo! Bravo! Oh, you know what? Your acting was so enchanting that I actually forgot to roll camera. Could you please do it again?
No.
No. Ah, case closed. The blackout amusement. Alright, so we managed to figure out what was going on here then.
Do you see? S and Terror must be different people. Too many things would not make sense if they were the same person. For example, if they were the same person, Terror would have had to leave A's left half there, but then return to retrieve it. Why would they do that? It is illogical.
But couldn't the same be said for S? Why did S take A's left half with them?
Well, unknown.
It's not like I think that S and Terror are the same person. According to the security guard, S was really drunk. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't really fit Terror's image.
Yeah, Terror doesn't strike me as the type to get completely wasted at any night.
While that is more intuition than logic, I do understand what you mean.
So who is S?
I think the strange words are our hint.
Rooftop. Rooftop. I need to get the bow.
What is the bow? A's left half? Who even is A?
They could even been drunk. The strange person we ran into, the person who said the rehearsal's on the roof. Because again, we know that they're using this virus to compel people to do stuff.
And where was the left half taken? Come to think of it, we don't even know where the right half is.
There is another thing we don't know. Why did Terror come to this place to leave the left half of a body twice?
Yeah, because ultimately, while we did figure out what happened to the bloodstains left behind here, we don't know why Komeiji was left behind in its place.
First, on the 11th at 1 a.m., it was A's left half. Then, at dawn today, Terror put Komeiji's left half here. In any case, we know one victim for sure. Andy's Komeiji.
Yeah.
Investigating him may yield results.
Okay. First, let's go to his son Shoma's place.
There is another person that may know Komeiji's secrets. Ryuki. He has synced into Komeiji before.
Good point. So where are those two now?
Ryuki is at Yoyagi Park. Shoma is at Central Hospital.
The hospital? Why?
Unknown. We should get going. We need to consult both of them.
It's Komeiji. Well, we should probably see Shoma first, because I don't know how much useful information we're actually going to get out of Ryuki. Especially since he doesn't seem to be, like I said, he could still be under compulsion. Head to Shoma's hospital room and made small talk. Weather, Ryuki, washing machines. Every time the conversation stopped, there was an uncomfortable silence. It's like meeting a distant relative. Basically strangers, yet familiar. Shared that thought with Shoma, which got him to open up a little. I did see him smile. I knew the ice had been broken.
Shoma,
You don't have to be so delicate. You're here to ask about Dad, right?
Yeah.
It's a window. Bedside table. TV. Curtain. Device for monitoring. Be good to check out what's in his mind here. Ah, he's getting a flashback. Can't blame him.
Dad.
That's pretty awful, yeah. Chocolate. Some chocolate and gave it to him. Courtesy chocolate. Wait, there's an achievement for that? Give chocolate to Detective, Officer, and Shoma. Give me one too, please. Alright, so yeah, this is for giving chocolate to everyone that I can.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a gift.
Oh, because it's Valentine's Day. Thanks.
Why are you at the hospital?
Doctor's orders. They need to monitor me a little bit because I'm mentally unstable.
Oh dear.
I'm perfectly fine. I told Ryuki I don't need to go to the hospital.
Ryuki?
He brought me here last night, around 1 a.m.
Why Ryuki?
I was in a state of shock. I don't really remember. He found me somewhere, I guess. I don't know where. Next thing I knew, I was in his car. His limousine.
Well, probably better that than the Velvet Room limousine, if only because that would go, things would go even more off rails. Asked him if he had any ideas about his dad in a roundabout way.
I think Dad was hiding something from me. I think he did something terrible. Whenever he was home, he was always on edge. But I don't know what that was about. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything.
It's fine. I think the Ryuki information is going to be the big one.
Shoma, are you okay? Look, I know I can be pretty blunt at times. I honestly don't know the right thing to say. I don't think telling you to cheer up or don't be so down on yourself are gonna do any good, so... I... don't have a father. Or a mother. I don't know my real parents. I don't even know if they're still alive. But I can kind of imagine the pain of losing your parents. I have a younger sister. Well, not technically my sister, but anyway. She's really important to me. I love her more than anything. She's more important to me than my own life. If I lost her, I could just die. So, anyway, I guess you're feeling something like that.
More important than your own life. Same for me. I have someone like that too. Someone who's more important than my own life.
Who?
My sibling. My older sister. My big sis.
Oh yeah, the one that left with his mom after she got a divorce with his dad.
Huh?
Big sis.
Sorry to interrupt, but Shoma is needed for a mental examination.
We got everything
Let's
we
go,
needed.
Shoma.
Most notably, the fact that Ryuki's involved in some way.
Okay.
We know he was here last night and he's expecting.
What? Shoma has an older sister!
It seems that way. Komeiji has one divorce on public record. Perhaps she was taken by the mother.
Aiba, check his family register.
On it. Connection error. Apologies. This may take a while. We should head to the next location while I figure this out.
Ugh, damn it!
Uyagi Park. Here we go.
I know about what happened at the amusement park. Komeiji's left half was found there, right? And so you came here to talk to me.
Yeah. On that stone monument, we found the other half Chikara. There's several vending machines lined up here. The directory for the park. Machine room. Regulation line, holographic boundary line. Why are you here?
I've been thinking about a lot of things. Earlier, a really important source for the HB case contacted me. I'm meeting them later.
Important source, eh?
4 p.m. this afternoon. I've got time. I wanted to think things out, strategize.
Who's the contact?
I'm sorry, but I can't tell you.
Why not?
I need to catch up to him.
Him?
My superior, in every way. Mr. Date. He has high hopes for me, so I need to solve this case on my own. I can't let him down.
You can't be serious.
Look, I'm not gonna tell you who they are, regardless. I promised.
You took Shoma to the hospital?
I did. Why?
It's not important. I was just curious.
Shoma isn't doing too well right now. You understand why, right? He saw his father.
Where did you find him?
Misatan Rooftop Amusement Park, specifically in front of the Ferris wheel.
Wait, wouldn't he seen on the... Oh yeah, I did see him on the stage. You're not going to see the crime?
The scene?
The rooftop amusement park.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to go there.
Why not?
Terror is going to get caught. I'm going to get him.
You're awfully confident. Any reason why?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I synced into Komeiji.
Any leads?
Well, there was one thing. Komeiji must have obtained something that was important to Terror. Komeiji was trying to blackmail them with it. He needed money, so...
Where was this?
You mean, where did he get it?
Yeah.
At the rooftop amusement park at Misatan.
No, that explains a few things. 5 a.m. on the 11th. It was Komeiji who took A's left half away in a suitcase.
But why?
It is as Ryuki explained, to blackmail Terror with the corpse.
That explains why he refused to tell anything to Ryuki. Well, I kind of knew at this part because the reason... It was clearly so important, he couldn't talk about it because, well, if you let out the secret you're trying to blackmail someone over, you lose all your leverage. However, I'm not sure how he could think I can blackmail this serial killer and, you know, not think that the serial killer would just add another victim to his list rather than having to actually pay out. Especially since at this point we know that Terror was basically hidden from the world underground, Phantom of the Opera style. Bluntly, I don't think he has any money. So, yeah. Komeiji was bluntly an idiot for thinking he could blackmail for money, but at the same time, I guess with how desperate he was for cash to get rid of those loan sharks, he probably didn't feel like he had any other options. Although, again, probably not the best investment to blackmail a serial killer with and somehow not come to the conclusion, well, why wouldn't they just take you out and not have to worry about it at all?
Yeah, but... I understand your doubt, but it makes sense logically. It was a crucial part of Terror's plan to have A's left half placed in that exact spot. In other words, A's left half was important to Terror, but Komeiji took that away. And that's when Terror...
You see, yeah, Terror had a reason for all the corpses to be as they are, so the fact to remove that must have pissed him off something good.
There's a lot I have to do. Bye for now.
That's all the investigation we can do for now, and it's already nighttime. Sheesh. Afterward, Aiba and I went around the city looking for more clues, but we couldn't find anything else. Before we knew it, it had gotten really late, past 11. The day's just about over.
Mizuki, you have a call, but...
Oh, yeah, that's my smartphone. But I'm driving right now.
I can broadcast the call. I will display it in your AI site.
Leon, what's up?
This is really bad. It's Kizzy. Kizzy!
Whoa, calm down. What happened to Kizuna?
She's missing! I can't find her.
What?
Again. You tried to contact her already, of course?
I did.
I figured, but it's important to get that confirmed, I'd say.
I sent her messages on Nile and called her 1,000,000 times. The phone rang, but she didn't pick up.
Let anyone else know.
Kizzy's father has contacted the police already, and I called in a brother in arms.
A brother in arms?
A friend I can rely on. I asked him to look for Kizzy.
What led up to her going missing?
Last time I saw her was at Matsushita Diner.
Matsushita Diner.
We had dinner. Kizzy, Mame, and Iris were with me. We left a little past 9. I was gonna walk her back home, but she said she'd get a taxi back. But
I
then
mean, someone
Izzy's
knew.
father, Mr. Chieda, called. He said, Izuna isn't back yet. Is she with you?
So whoever it was tracking them to know that she was about to leave.
Could it be because of the video?
Video?
We all watched it together. The HB case one. I tried to stop them, but the three of them said they wanted to watch it. Anyway, I'm gonna go help look. I'm counting on you.
What are you going to do?
Well,
Do
obviously.
you even need to ask?
You're going to go look for her?
Of course I am. Kizuna is... She's...
Big sis! Big sis!
Hey, remember what Leon said? The phone rang.
Which means her phone is on.
Iba, check the GPS.
Got it. Huh? And what is it doing there?
What is it?
I found the signal, but...
Tell me already!
Kawasaki district, by the abandoned factory.
Restricted zone. Ah, this is where the...
I don't see anyone.
Living organism detected. They're close.
You looking for something?
It's terror.
You're...
I'm Terror, yes. I take it you tracked the GPS on this, right?
So you lured me.
Unfortunately for you, she isn't here.
So you brought me here for a reason. Why is that?
Seems you've been snooping around. It's a nuisance, you know. Getting in the way of my plan.
Well, when your plan is apparently going to cause problems, it's usually a good idea to step in the way.
So what? Are you gonna kill me?
That's a good idea.
You wanna fight me? Bad idea.
Have you ever killed a rat before?
What?
I never have. It's not my job. Everyone has their own role to play.
Now, you could be referring to lab rats.
What do you mean?
This.
Who are they?
Exterminators. They'll do anything for money.
They don't look so tough. Bring it on.
Kill her.
Yes, if he knows the truth behind Horadori Institute, he should know these guys are nothing compared to Mizuki.
Left! Mizuki, enemy on the other side of the container.
Got it.
She's reloading really quick. I can't wonder, is Terror just playing with us or trying to gauge our abilities? Oh, they have optic camo. However, with our augmented
Where
eye...
are they?
Mizuki, use thermo mode.
Yeah.
I see you.
However, this could be Terror trying to gauge exactly what our abilities are so that he knows how to win. Well, that's a good way to solve the problem. Yeah, even they realize this is too much. Yeah, I don't think Terror expected them to actually
Damn,
win.
She's not human. She's even stronger than my mom. Let's get out of here.
I get the sense this was just for Terror to gauge what she's capable of.
Now, you're coming with me.
Sorry, I don't have time for you.
Yeah? How do you think you're gonna get out of this?
I told you, everyone has their role to play.
What?
There's only one person who could have a weapon like that, know precisely who. There's no yeah, exactly, it's Ryuki.
Why? Ugh. Ugh. My heart. I need to do something. I've no good. The electric shock earlier.
Quad jet system, safe mode. Self-healing program start, AI function stopped, manual mode activate, self-repair. Function offline, manual function
Manual?
online.
I remember learning about this, which means...
Your terror.
You don't look well. Did the staircase tire you out? This place is known as the Cathedral. What do you think? Isn't it beautiful?
Terror. I'm arresting you for the half-body killings.
Foolish.
Yeah, he's able to control him somehow.
What did you do?
These must-contain devices which radiate electromagnetic waves, where you're standing now is the focal point of those waves. It's similar to how a microwave works.
A microwave? Yeah, you know how terrible people will have animals in there? The same thing happens to humans. Humans are not immune. Well, a human with a microwave affecting them will absolutely die just like anything else.
Do you know what happens if you put electronics in a microwave?
Tama!
Is that what you call it? That's funny.
Give her back!
Yes, if you listen to me, that is exactly what I'm going to do.
Explains why he doesn't have
There's a
talents.
reason I called you here. I want you to become my servant.
Fuck you!
I had so much time. I used that time to learn many things. Microbiology, electrical engineering, quantum mechanics, human history. It's fair to say there's nothing I don't know.
Where are you going with this?
And now, I have in my hands an AI ball. By using this, I can access the logic system. When I have access, I can delete all the information on this AI ball.
What?
The backup data and storage. All the pieces uploaded to the global cloud. Even the core program that makes up her personality. Everything. In other words, I can make her completely disappear.
Fine. What do you want me to do?
You know Konami Date, right? The Abyss Special Agent.
Mr. Date?
He's on the brink of entering a forbidden area. Honestly, he's a nuisance, which is where you come in. And he needs to lead him somewhere.
Where?
The execution chamber. I'll let you know all the details later. Oh, and of course you understand that no one can know about this.
Oh, so this is what he meant when he said he betrayed Date.
If someone finds out.
Tom.
That's right.
That explains why the cloud was down.
Thomas being held hostage.
That explains why the cloud was down all that time. Ryuki knew the true reason why.
That's why Ryuki...
I know you kidnapped Kisuna. What the hell are you going to do with her? Where is she?
The execution chamber.
Again with that.
Where even is that?
I said I'll tell you later.
Or is this recently? Oh, he said lure to Date, so I'm pretty sure it's a while ago.
Tama. Why?
I told you. You're going to be my servant now. You're going to need it, right? I fixed the broken parts, and I didn't restart it. The functions are still inactive. I also implemented a self-destruct program, both in the device and online. If I activate it, she'll be lost forever. Now, do you understand what I mean by servant? I know I don't have to tell you, but you cannot tell her about me after she turns back on. I deleted all her memory of the cathedral, and we're underground, so there shouldn't be any backups either. Therefore,
Mr. Date.
Date's still alive after all this time. Odd, why would he just let himself get hit like that? He had plenty of time to dodge. And remember, he's most likely superhuman like Mizuki is.
Hey, you okay?
What's wrong?
Nothing. You're just so similar.
I gave Date the bare minimum information. Terror's on the ground.
About that, there's an explosive on the back of his head. It'll explode if you try to take the mask off.
Oh, I thought you meant Date's mask, not his. Why are you here?
I heard that Kizuna went missing, so I tracked her smartphone GPS. Just led me here.
The phone was destroyed.
Yeah, I saw it at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, I guess there's always so much.
But I was able to get the location before that.
That's good, at least about Terror.
I loaded him up with powerful anesthetic bullets. 20 times stronger than a sleep dart. Should last at least 12 hours.
Huh? Why did you do that? Now I won't be able to ask where Kizuna is, idiot!
Oops.
Oops.
Terror isn't getting up. Maybe if I put a compound fracture in his leg.
No. You know how they knock patients out with anesthetics before surgery? That's basically what I used. He's gonna be out for a while.
Well, there's one way we can get information out of him.
So what am I supposed to do?
Sorry.
Don't be sorry, be smart! Think of a plan to find Kizuna!
I can think of the way, and I'm pretty sure that's
I
what
guess
we're gonna
we'll
be
just
doing.
have to take him to Abyss. We need to sink.
Sink?
Yeah.
Then I have an idea. If we go there...
He's technically a suspect under arrest, so we shouldn't...
Still here, as expected.
The old machine?
It's supposed to break if you try to move it. Thanks to that crazy guy.
Iba's finally fixed.
That was a restful sleep.
Iva, are you alright?
I am, thanks to my recovery program. What happened while I was out?
I'll tell you everything later. I was gonna sync to find out where Kizuna is.
Sync with who? This situation makes no sense, but understood. Wow! The vile, lowly, perverted old man is here too?
Who are you calling perverted?
Oh, you could hear me?
You didn't cut the line off. You do realize I have a reception device in my left eye socket, right? Anyway, I never thought I'd see you there, Iba.
She is much more comfortable than you, Date. Though her chest size does leave much to be desired.
That has nothing to do with anything!
Ladies, we have a job to do.
Yeah, we need to sync with Terror.
Getting pretty exhausted, so I think this might be a good time to stop it right on a cliffhanger before we do the really big sync. Especially since it's going to last a bit. So I'm going to end it here for now.
Date, can you back me up?
You're gonna do it?
Of course.
I feel like I should do it.
Don't worry, my body's recovered a little.
Are you sure?
I said I'm fine. I have
Alright,
Aiba
I
with me too.
Indeed.
If you say so.
have to wait for it to reach a point where I can actually check the menu. That's alright, we'll just keep going until that point, and then I'll pause for the night.
Okay, we're ready. Remember, you can only stay in Somnium for...
Enough already.
But I didn't even get a chance to say it.
Just start it.
Fine. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, here we go, the old sync machine. His old house.
Where am I? Who am I?
You're my slave.
Yes, I am your knave, your jester. What would you be without me? You are just some twin-tailed girl with glasses.
I don't have glasses. My vision is 1.5 in my right eye and 20.5 in my left.
Thanks to me.
Oh, back to normal. Let's go, knave.
And we're gonna go ahead and save real quick. And we're going to be calling it here. That should be a sufficiently, oh, right, this thing. Effective wave training. Back press. Deltoids. Looking too. Evolved. Latte. Oh, thanks for talking to me so much. Eyeball strategy guide. I see. You can check that out. Alright, well, I guess now will be a good cliffhanger point to leave it at. And now we'll hold off for next time. Alright, well, next time we'll be figuring out exactly what's going on in the Somnium here. But until then, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.